Ah! Hello. Hello, everyone. What's up? Why is my event list gone? The fuck? There we go. Muted? I'm not muted. I can't believe you're not participating in Aces. I can't believe you're not bringing the PS3. Yeah, if I brought the PS3, I mean, like, if I tried really hard, I could bring the PS3 on the plane. But I also have to bring all, like, the streaming stuff. I have to do, it's too much work. I can't do that. Okay, I mean, I could. I just don't want to. So I'll just elect to not participate in Aces this time, even though I actually really like Aces. Fucking hell, the chat doesn't work either. What is going on? There you go. I mean, cat greater than chat. That's true. But if there's no like chat messages, then it kind of throws off the balance of the layout, you know what I mean? Like it makes it feel very like lopsided. We should put the Sly logo. There you go. Maybe. You know what? That's fine. Yeah, Leelijkjes zorgt toch. Dude, the cat is lopsided? No, she's not. She's not lopsided. What are you saying? Is that Nisekoi Firefox theme? Yeah, it is. I've used it for like forever and I just haven't changed it. Weeb. Fuck you. Shut up. You're a weeb too, because you knew what it was. Nobody talks about Nisekoi anymore. Probably because it ended. Yeah, I put that on like a billion years ago. And now I'm not used to seeing the browser without Nisekoi theme. So, what do you mean you're analyzing your 32? It's more like an explanation or something. Basically, I'm just gonna tell you like everything that I'm thinking about when I run, like my cues, everything. Yeah. So it's like not really a tutorial. I mean, it's definitely not a tutorial, but yeah, hopefully people can learn something from this, and that would be nice. Watch out, guys. Homeowner in chat. Weird. What's up, Knave? Yeah, so this could be like a maybe a good resource for like intermediate runners. If you want to know like yeah, I guess just like so like Hong O's good old series inside the mind of a global elite. Yeah, I mean probably. This is the one that I really am. This is the one that basically like one of these kind of things. I really like this one in particular. He's very like eloquent. I mean not eloquent necessarily, but like he speaks at like a good pace and kind of I probably can't do that because I'm not very good at speaking. You can't hear any of the desktop audio.
Snagit, you can use the
But
the fact that flower Pikmin are actually faster than leaf Pikmin, obviously. So what I do is I actually, after I whistle off of the Snagit, I run away from the Snagit, see.
yeah, so like this kind of thing. I really like that one. So this will be a video? Yeah, it will be a video. Cool beans. Um, you're a bean. Oh, Nick, I didn't say hi to you. Hello, Nick. I'm sorry, I forgot. But I acknowledged your existence. While ignoring the video, the viewer. Yeah, you didn't. I'm sorry. I was too focused on my chat not showing up on the screen. So it's not my fault, and it's actually Streamlabs' fault because they made it not work. Or maybe it's OBS's fault because OBS made it not work. I'll remember. No, 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 no. It's fine. It's fine. I just start ignoring people on purpose, and then I won't feel bad about ignoring people by accident anymore. See, very genius, good plan. Dude, look, this has 112 views. That's so many. Why does it have so many? 4 likes? Dude, who's watching this? The hell? You won in a basketball 1v1 today with a fractured foot? Yo, let's go. Yeah, how's your foot injury? The other guy got really mad. That's right, you dunked on them. So when you say 4 or 5 hours, do you mean like just to get started and press the play button? Yeah, I think so. That's right. No, that was it. No, the title is a joke, okay? Oh, dude, watch this. Watch this. I thought about doing this. Okay, so we do this, and then we pit it. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? Why you get no viewers? Well, in case there's a viewer that wants to join. And your statement of me getting no viewers is actually factually incorrect because you're watching right now. Therefore, I have at least one. So you're wrong. Okay? That's right. You can't win in a battle of technicalities with me, okay? I'm a math major. This is what I live for. This is what I study for 10 hours a day. Just kidding. I don't do that for 10 hours a day. But yesterday for 10 hours, and maybe not 10 hours. Anyway, yesterday I started a homework and then I finished it in the same day because it was really easy, which was very nice because they're usually not easy. And if I didn't finish that, I might have failed class. So that's good. Anyway, that's not really relevant, I guess. If Takai has 100 viewers, I am sometimes one of them. That's true, that's true. You are sometimes here. Alright, enough stalling. Let's get to it. Holy shit, it started automatically. Anyway, you guys will hear no audio probably because I'm talking in this run. I'll steal your content and get you more viewers? Dude, thank you. That would be so helpful if you stole my content and then got me more viewers. But don't credit me, okay? That's the way to do it. Don't credit me. That's what you should do. Alright, let's get started. That's how it works. Yeah, so for the YouTube viewers, sorry, I might be reading chat sometimes, but I'll try to stay focused. Focused on the money. That's what they say. Hi, YouTube. Hi. Alright, so this is very important. You gotta load the game, okay? That's very important. Alright, here, I actually got this. So here I get like the super jump to explain run files. Yeah, okay. Why not, right? Okay, in case nobody understands how run files work. We've got a 0% run file, which is in every way identical to a new game file, except we've done some funny trickery to skip the animated cinematics between worlds. So there's that. That's why we start on this. And yeah, anyway. So this is like tiny detail. It probably saves like three frames or something. If you get the super jump, you can actually buffer this super jump uh to get it. Why did you swing midair? Doesn't that lose momentum? Yes, but it doesn't matter because we don't have momentum anyway. So the idea is that if you have momentum preservation, if you have momentum preservation, then swinging will cut it. But like it only matters if you're running at moving speed and swinging causes you to let me explain. So momentum is useful because it lets you run off ledges at running speed, which is faster than jumping speed, which is what you would normally fall at, right? So swinging, if you swing, then you lose momentum, and therefore you're falling at jumping speed. But because we already jumped, we're already moving at jumping speed anyway, so it doesn't matter. So I will swing midair a lot, but it doesn't do anything. I just like doing it sometimes. But if it actually matters, then I won't do it. All right. So Paris proxy. Oh, I guess I maybe I should finish what I was saying. Yeah, you can buffer the super jump. Just hold it when he's falling. You have like 10 frames or something to press the X button. It's actually a lot of time. So it doesn't really matter if you don't get it. It probably saves like 3 frames. Okay, Paris proxy. I think the thing to realize is that Paris proxy, there's only like one, like the only thing that matters, well, the only things that matter are your facing angle and like how far away and your spacing when you jump into the spot, right? Um, because like we do a super jump here, right? We do a super jump here, but this you don't actually need to get the super jump. Like if you set grounded there, this trick will still work as long as you have the right spacing. Um, so yeah, I guess that could be useful for like troubleshooting it. So as long as you have the right camera angle, which is, I use the GQ, which is, if you look in the background, you might not be able to see this on the video, but there's, yeah, there's two windows here that I'm looking at, and I just put my camera between there, the right edge of my camera between there. That's basically it. Vinny Q? No, that's the Geek Q. I taught it to Vinny after Geek taught it to me. Okay, this is the guest queue. Yeah, you're wrong. Cry about it. Anyway, yeah, you are lying. I know that. You do that often. Sub to my channel, by the way. That's right. You guys should sub to Nightfly for some cool speedrunning. Even though he sucks. No, I'm kidding. um, I guess there's not really anything else to talk about. There's no particular time that you have to swing. So like I'll see Stevens like swing immediately. I think he just does that because like for a visual cue or something, because it does kind of line up with like the end of the swinging animation when you have to jump. Anyway, I don't do that. I just press the button. It doesn't really matter. I think the purpose of the super jump here is to allow you to uh jump earlier than you normally would, or to make it easier to jump, like to cut your jump early. So there's this line here. It's so slice facing angle doesn't change too much. Oh, I see. Yeah, I don't think that does anything. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think that does anything. Um anyway, yeah, so there's like this intersection of, there's like a line here and a line here. And basically I try to jump when I get to this point. Yeah, I'll swing and then I'll try to jump back when I get to this point. So this is a little earlier than you normally would if you like jumped normally. But around here is a good spot for the spacing here. Okay, and then the last thing about Paris proxy, I guess, there are a lot of people who like this can be a problem sometimes for people. Yeah, if you actually hold forward too long, if I was holding forward all the way, then I would actually hit this death plane here and then I would die. So just let go at some point. And then you'll go more out to the right. Anyway, there's not really anything else to talk about here. Just swing and enter the van. Skip the cutscene. Holy shit, he talks so long. Alright, so here I save because I like to do a double load strat. After Raleigh at the end of World 1. So actually, if you see my save file configuration here, I actually start on the middle file because when I exit from World 1, then I'll be on the first file. So that's just how I like to do it. You can organize your files however you like, but yeah, like if you do the double load, then you're gonna end up on the other file. You're gonna end up on the file that you don't start on. Does that make sense? Like, I'm gonna end up on the first file and not the middle one. That's why I start on the middle one, because I want to end up on the first file, because I'm used to that. Make sure you don't hit the van with the swing, as it'll lose you around 2 seconds. Yeah, just swing. You know. Yeah, I mean it's not complicated. Just swing and get in the van. Don't hit the van. Sign proxy. Some people are really good at this. I'm actually not very good at this trick. Here I gotta go to window. But some people will be able to. You see how I always will like tap down before I go in. That's actually on like you don't have to do that. You can just run into the sign. But I find that this seems to make it more consistent for me. I don't really know. Like this trick is basically, I mean, this trick is really just you run into the sign until it works, until something happens, and it might be good. Um, I guess another a detail I could talk about is that you can actually, if you have momentum preservation when you're doing the trick, then so here I actually hit this. I actually hit this rock here. And if I had momentum preservation, that would have knocked me all the way to the left, which is good for other categories like all vaults or hundo, but that's not really what we want here because we want to go this way. So don't have momentum preservation there. I swung, which gets rid of it, but I didn't have it anyway, so it doesn't matter. Aim for the E and like 40% of the time you'll get an okay launch. Yeah. Just don't worry too much about sign proxy. It doesn't lose you that much time in the like unless you're going for a record or something. Oh yeah, okay, so here we get to the ass slides. This is the fun part. So basically, like this here, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get a boost from this cliff. So you jump with momentum and then slide along the cliff kind of like this. And then yeah, that'll give you a boost. I double jump so that I can get more airtime and therefore move for a longer time at faster speed. But it's not necessary for the trick. Now, the way that I do this is, I guess kind of specific. I mean, I try to do the same thing every time. So from back here, I'll change my camera angle to around like this, which is what I'm used to. Of course, you could do it any way you feel like, but this is just the way that I like to do it, and it feels the best for me. So jump, and then I'm kind of aiming for here. By the way, you might think that jumping loses time, but I don't think it does because this is quite steep. And also, jumping will make it easier to actually aim for where you're trying to go. So there's this dark spot here, which is basically what I aim for, kind of at the bottom of it. If you play around with it, you'll kind of get the hang of it. I don't get this every time. It's not that consistent, but it doesn't really lose any time to go for unless you die, which you can. There's actually a death plane over here. Yeah, so just don't go too far to the right, and then you should be fine. It's like somewhere over here. If you try this out, you'll probably find the death plane. So, so yeah, yeah. Honestly, figure that out yourself. Anyway, then I try to aim for basically like around here is where I try to get the boost. So I'll curve. You see me curve right a little bit like this. So you see that I curve right. And of course, I'm jumping with momentum, which means that I'm holding X in a full direction for at least like half a second. I'm actually holding it like the entire length of the jump, but just for safety. Okay. Now sometimes you can get stuck on this leaf, but it doesn't really matter that much. It's just kind of annoying. All right, the periscope. The periscope kind of sucks. Just try to not get. Just try. The worst thing you can do is to jump over the periscope. Just try not to jump over the periscope. Because if you do that, then it's a pain to get back on. You lose a lot of time. If you ledge grab, it's fine. Just try not to jump over the periscope and like completely miss it. If you jump over, go for the proxy. No, not recommended. Not recommended. And you might notice that I guess I don't really have any cues for this for like where to start jumping. I think vaguely I look at like this thing and I jump kind of when I reach the end of it. It's really annoying only being able to go back and forth 5 seconds. I also do a quick double jump to reduce the amount of airtime that I have at jumping speed. But that's like yeah, you don't have to care if you don't want to. And then jump over here. Optimally you would jump with momentum and then run off here, and that would be the fastest thing to do. But you can use common full stop to go back and forth a frame. Yeah, yeah, I may try that. You can get stuck here though. This is the big problem with this route is that you can get stuck on this rock. So if that happens, then you just have to jump out of it, which is fine, but it loses some time, especially if you can't predict it. So if you think that you have the possibility to get stuck, then you should just jump. So actually, I jump here, and then I make a comment about it later about how I didn't have to jump, but I thought I was gonna get stuck. And then this jump over the vines, uh, yeah, I mean it looks kind of scary, but actually a lot of these vines are fake. So I think like the real damage hitbox is much more inwards than you might expect. So just kind of go for it. Don't worry about it. You won't really die unless you go extremely aggressive with the corner cut. Um, so I guess that's something to watch out for, but it shouldn't be too bad. All right, break the alarm, and then here I'm gonna do this kind of approach for boost jump. This is optimal. It's like maybe kind of hard. It's not hard. I don't think it's hard. I think it's kind of easy actually. Basically, I have a visual cue, which is that once Sly crosses the line, then I go for a double jump. You for this to work, you need to double jump from far away, and then immediately go out of the ledge grab so that uh, either you get out of range or he aims this way instead of at the statue. So just jump from far away, get out of the ledge grab immediately, and then do the boost jump. And in theory, you should not die, but it's pretty close sometimes. This guy's at full stop. Yeah, he's European. Like, look at how close this is. It's like almost dead, but it's really pretty safe. It's called a period for Americans. Yo, Vinny, what's up? I'm cool. No, you're cool. Then just jump out. I swing there. Okay, look. I swing there. It doesn't matter. You don't have to swing. Swing in the air, it doesn't really do anything. Actually, yeah, like art really really hates when people swing because it either does nothing or it makes you slower. So he once I was talking about like oh I was gonna make like a some kind of movement guide video, which I still want to make, but I haven't like scripted it properly. Anyway, he was like, make sure to talk shit about square, quote unquote, square boosting in your video. Okay, so this is the second out of 4 ass slides. I do 4 of them. I try to go for 4 of them. Um, this one is probably the easiest one, but it's also kind of hard to get any speed from it. Uh, this jump is actually kind of scary because if you ledge grab, um, I mean, it's not scary, it's just annoying. Like, if you ledge grab, you probably can't go for this. Like, if you ledge grab here, then you should just abandon ship and do, like, the normal movement. But basically, I aim for this black dot here. The more used to it I get, the closer to the closer to the right I get, the closer to the right that I go. Then just jump with momentum and kind of hold left into this thing. This is what you're sliding on. So this is kind of like a wedge. This left side is what you want to slide on. So I try to hold left into that. And then this is actually a stuck spot, so you have to double jump out before you get stuck, before the game like sends you back. It's not too bad. I mean, it takes a little bit of getting used to, but it's really not terrible. All right. Here, I will explain my setup for ASA Slingshot, which is very fast and cool. So the thing that matters in this trick is, well, I'm on BCPS3, so the really important thing is to be all the way against the collision. On PS4 and PS5, you have to pay it, like, this actually doesn't matter that much, I think. But on BCPS3, on PS2, you have to be you want to be like right up against it. So the way that I can do this consistently without, while also being fast, is that I double jump here, right? This is actually like somewhat specific place to double jump. And I want to double jump here so that, oh, can I like make it slower? And I actually make this, I jump specifically here so that I can run up, and then when you're at the top, when you get to this part with the collision, then Sly will start sliding, because he can't actually walk over there, but his momentum will cause him to do this kind of sliding animation that you can see, hopefully. You see, like that. Let me go back. You see, like this. This is the animation that you want. This means that you are at the top. Now all you have to do is then super jump and then jump off to preserve that grounded position. I mean, you don't necessarily have to super jump. I used to not super jump, but I think it just makes it more consistent, so you should just do it. All right, here is where I go for another ass slide. So I jump with momentum to the left, and I curve around, and I'm aiming to slide on like this part here. I'm aiming to slide here. But as you can see, I missed it. This one is definitely the hardest one. So if you don't get it, don't worry about it too much. I just go for it every time, and sometimes I get it. Yeah, it doesn't. These are all just like micro optimizations. It doesn't really matter. So if you miss it, just keep going. It's not like necessary to get or anything. And then this is the last one. This is probably this is definitely like the most worth it one, I think. Is the lighthouse one. So my cue here is that I jump basically to this. You see this like intersection? Basically, I would jump right here. Jump with momentum to the right, and then bump against the edge of the lighthouse, and that'll give you the speed. So let's do that again. Jump here, bump, and then double jump. Perfect. All right. Now the rest of it is quite simple. There's not really anything advanced about this. Here, I will always double jump, because if you single jump and like you end up basically like around here, like below this part, then you'll actually slide off and you'll drop the super jump. So highly recommended to double jump here and actually get like all the way on the rock. All right, and then I also use a kind of a specific camera angle, but it doesn't matter too much because the camera angle doesn't really matter in this version of the game. In the PS4 and PS5, it does matter, so you do have to pay attention to that if you're playing those versions. But this one doesn't really matter. Yo, Art, what's up? Thanks for the good luck on analyzing. I'm trying my best. So I look at the periscope through the fence, and I kind of put it in between these two fence posts. That's just how I kind of get more or less the same camera angle every time. But honestly, nowadays it's based more on feeling, I think. I just turn the angle to where it looks nice, where it looks right to me, and then I go for it. All right, so here I actually failed this. I jumped too far. This is actually like a weirdly hard jump. which I miss a lot. Obviously, optimally, you would actually go into here, into the stuck spot directly, and then you would get launched back. I guess if you want more details to actually see what that's supposed to look like, yeah, I have a video on that you could watch, I guess. Anyway, but if that happens, then just go to the periscope and jump back in. If you do this backup, just avoid like going too far to the, I guess, too far forward. Yeah, you can ledge grab on this, so just try to avoid that. Um, and then yeah, you get over here. Now, if you jump in directly, if you're getting launched back, if you're getting like a high arc launched back, which is like a probably one of the most common problems, that just means if you jump in directly and you're getting that, that probably means that uh your stuck spot is like too clean. Like you landed too nicely. You kind of have to you kind of want a little bit of sliding to happen to get the proper launch. Here this was weird because I had to do the backup. Um so this probably, yeah, this one is weird. I guess don't look at that. Not a good example. But anyway, once you get the launch, pretty much when I see I get the launch, I just start holding left D-pad. Some people like to turn their camera while they steer, and I think that's a really bad idea. And I think it just makes it harder to steer and go where you're trying to go. Because basically Sly will only respond to like if you're facing if you're like facing his back directly, then he's only going to really respond to like direct left or direct right. And like if he's in a different orientation, like say like this, then he would only respond to like forward and back because he's sideways, right? He only responds to inputs that turn him directly to the left or directly to the right. In this case, it would be forward and back because he's facing the left. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. Um, so if you turn your camera at this point, if you continue to turn your camera, you're just making your steering inputs less powerful. So I don't really like that. Um, and yeah, I don't think it's a good idea. But some people swear by it, and I think they're wrong. Anyway, just hold left, and you'll see that I actually hold left more than I have to, right? Because I don't actually have to hold this long because I could have stopped here. Like I could have stopped when I saw that I was going to clear this. But you actually want to go a little more left than normal than you would think you would have to so that you can prepare for the turn to the right. Um like you ever think about like driving a car or something? If you want to turn sharply to the right, then you would want to go to the left first so that you have more space to go to the right. Um and it is kind of the same idea here, right? If I had gone the minimum, if I had gone the minimum distance and I started, then I would have to wait until like this would have worked, right? I would have cleared this cliff. But then when I got to this point, I would have had to wait all the way until I cleared this to begin turning right. And at that point, it's already too late because I'm traveling too fast. So I would have landed on the middle water wheel instead of the right one, which is where I want to land. So I hope that makes sense, right? Turn more to the left so that you can start turning to the right early. Like this. Now this isn't even as optimal as I could have gotten. I could have gotten it all the way over here, but it doesn't really matter. Um, and then I get the key on the ground instead of in the air because Sly will slide forward a little bit, so it's a bit faster to get it on the ground. Um, and then, yeah, I ran all the way over there. But I mean, you're turning the camera at the same time, so ideally, of course, you would just walk in a straight line. But I'm turning the camera, so it's hard. It's hard. Yeah. So just yeah, I mean, it's not very complicated, right? Wow, finally out of fucking World 1. Crazy. All right, just load. Um, and then this is kind of out of ASA. Sorry, did I say World 1? I meant ASA. This is kind of like an insane line, but yeah, you're normally I try to hold just a little bit right of forward so that I'm trying to go this way, right? I'm trying to take the straightest path. Um, but here I kind of yeah, this is kind of an insane line, but it doesn't really matter that much. Now I do a quick double jump onto the fence because I want momentum for this. And normally if I wanted momentum for something, then I would just hold X and do a single jump or something like that. But you actually can't do that because this fence is too tall. You have to do a double jump to clear it. So instead, what I do is I do a quick double jump, very fast double jump, which will also give you momentum, so that I can run off at running speed, presumably. I actually don't know. I didn't test that, but I mean, it's probably, it's probably optimal, right? Probably. Anyway. Jump up here, go in, leave. And, I see a lot of people like jump off of this. You don't have to jump, just run off. Because jumping is slow. Don't jump, guys. Avoid jumping at all costs. I mean, not at all costs, but if you can run, then you should just run. It's better. All right. Here for this lamp jump, I have a queue. So I start. So there's this like gray line here. That's pretty much where I jump to get on the fence. And I basically aim for like this upward slope. And like you don't need to be like doing this exactly to make it consistent, right? That's just my cues that I use so that I can get the same result every time. Uh, so like, this is not like required or something for the trick. Okay, double jump, double jump. I do this double jump with momentum, so I hold X on the first jump. You don't have to. I just think it makes it feel better to do it that way. And then jump out of the ledge grab. Now, I have to say that I actually don't think this saves time any time over just getting like if instead I just jumped up this way, ledgeless, I think it's probably like the same speed. I don't think this actually saves time. So like if I look at my did you mention turning the camera for the better guard spawn position? Oh, I didn't mention that, but I can. Let's see. Ah. So if we look at like the way I do it on remaster, like so in remaster, right? I'll start from this. I'll go on straight on because that's the route. And then I'll get this ledgeless, And I think this should be the same. I think this should be the same speed as doing what I do as doing what I do here. I don't actually think it's. I don't actually think one saves time over the other. And if it does, it's like marginal. And this one is actually really annoying to do, especially if you're coming. Especially if you like to set the trick up so that you just goes like straight forward. Um. So yeah, just know that you don't have to jump to the right like this. You don't have to jump this way. Since Nightfly mentioned it, then I guess we can talk about this. Basically, just get the charm and then turn the camera, and like you should get the guard should spawn, and the cycle should be good as long as you make it up here normally. All right, so this is a new thing that I've been doing recently. Oh yeah, I guess I can mention this. If the guard's light is like over here, I mean you're not gonna be able to just run through. So then you just jump and then it's fine. Just jump over it a little bit, and it'll delay him spotting you so that you can actually be behind the roof and not get shot. Now here, this is the new thing. You actually jump over like this way. So this is not really a slope jump. I actually am not against the roof when I do this. So you see that I actually start like here. This is just like a normal jump. But it'll let you get over to the other side faster, like earlier in a cycle. You don't need him to run all the way over here. Uh, so like this. And it really is just you jump over the roof. Like it's not particularly complicated. But it does take a bit of practice to get used to that. It's kind of weird. All right. For the jump over the roof, I guess the jump over the big roof. My cue for when to start jumping is when he faces towards me fully. So like I jump now, right? And then I basically just do two like full height double jumps into the wall, into the roof, so I get the slope jump height. But really, I'm timing the second jump. Like I'm not just going off muscle memory. I'm looking at the projectile to make sure that I can actually time it at the proper time. Um, I don't think it's good to go off like completely feeling for this trick because things can change. But I mean, it's also really not that precise either, so. All right, jump over. Obviously, don't go too far to the left or the right. Just go up this way. And this is also a new thing, which is, so you see that I turn the camera to the right, like 45 degrees. And the reason I'm doing that is so that this area will render in earlier, and then so the guard cycle will be different. And that allows us, I actually fail it because I can't jump up here properly. But basically the idea is that you're able to just fall off. Normally, if you didn't change the camera, then you would probably have to jump to avoid the guard cycle, to avoid the guard from killing you. But with this kind of cycle manipulation, even if you make it up here cleanly, then you can just run off like this. And I see sometimes some people are really scared of the cutscene, but the cutscene is like way over here. So as long as you fall off between, I run between these two pipes and I just head straight for the cannon. As long as you do that, you should never, ever, ever, ever hit the cutscene. It should never even be a thought in your mind that you'll hit the cutscene. The cutscene's like way over there. Okay, don't worry about it. Now, these stairs, you would think that it's actually good to run on them, but they're so slow because these stairs are kind of steep. I mean, it's just a ramp, but like it's just a weird ramp. Anyway, they suck. So just jump up. This is like infinitely faster for sure. And then here, my visual cue for the starting point is I basically just more or less just stand in front of the lock. Um, so you draw a line from the cannon to the lock. Basically, I stand on that line. You see here, pretty much where I am. So you don't have to go all the way into the cannon. It doesn't matter. Just stand over here somewhere. And then I actually jump. I do a double jump to the left over the cannon. And this actually saves like half a second over going to the right. Yeah, I think like most people don't do this. Even Guess doesn't do this. But like it's faster. And it's like not hard either. Alright, just super jump in. Don't swing your cane here. Because if you get in the stuck spot and you swing, then it'll just take longer to send you back. If you're worried about sitting grounded, like if you're worried about landing here or something, uh, if you're close enough to the edge on like the barrel or the platform, then you won't set your grounded, so there's not really anything to worry about here. So, yeah. The other thing I guess is just the common error is that people will be too far to the right for the stuck spot. You want to be definitely on this left barrel, and I even go even farther to the left for this. And that should get you a good trajectory into the cannon. Okay, on BCPS3, I reset when the autosave icon blinks twice. Between 2 and 3 times is when I reset. But it kind of depends on your console, like when you can reset. Like on PS2, I would do between like 3 and 4, or even 4 and 5. No 1-2 buckle my shoe. Yeah, so this is the 1-2 buckle my shoe, right? The 1-2 buckle my shoe. All right. But I've seen in like some of Neon's like previous runs that he resets super early. He like resets after one blink. But I didn't. I haven't done that because I'm scared. I don't know if I could do it or not. I haven't tried, but I'm scared. So, and it's not like it loses a lot of time anyway. All right, Raleigh. It's just Raleigh. I mean, it's just the operation not available if you can't. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Yeah, on PS2 it just like corrupts the files, so it's very weird. Anyway, um, yeah, I mean, this is just feeling basically, like when I jump. I will say that, so the way I hold the controller, basically at all times, I have my like the joint of my thumb, uh, on X, and the pad of my thumb on square, so that I can roll over if I want to. I mean, like it depends on what I'm doing, but in cases like this where I want to swing, then I'll do that so that I can roll from square to X. I mean, from X to square quickly, and therefore, uh, yeah, I guess just swing as soon as possible. Although I don't even know if I do it here. Yeah, I mean it's just timing. Just learn it. I mean, there's not really any visual cue I can give you. I don't have any for this. Now, for as for like optimizing this, I don't know if there's actually any way to do it. I feel like I think um at least like that's like RTA viable, okay? Like at least I think it doesn't matter how far you're traveling on the like how far you make him bound go on this platform because it's the same airtime anyway. Arts told me that basically the only like noticeable difference in airtime is like if you make him jump from from the edge of one platform all the way to another platform, and then he'll increase the airtime there, which is obviously slower. And then I suppose, yeah, you could hit him closer to the platform so that he returns faster. But I don't do that. And yeah, I mean the rest is just. Oh, I guess we have to talk about the double load, right? This is basically the only interesting thing in this level, which is that we're gonna lose this charm. So when he jumps, he turns big. He's gonna jump. The second he jumps is when I'm gonna run off, lose the charm. So press X to lose the charm quickly. Right, so I'm spamming X there. And then here you go for the double load. And when he does this animation where his mouth goes up, that's when I press pause to start the double load. So he does this, pause, and then I load the hideout file first and then this file. So I can get the charm back and be in the hideout, and it saves like 2 seconds combined over doing it normally. And then here, very important, is to not spam square. Do not spam square. You will cry because, like, if I spam square, if I was spamming square here, actually in this case I think it would have been fine, but you can probably do it earlier, and then you would actually, uh, just hit him while he's big, and then not finish the fight, and that would be end your run instantly. So yeah, just wait and then press square. All right. Rocky start. How long has it been? It's been like an hour already. Holy shit. Okay, first thing here is you can save a little bit of time by jumping immediately as you come out of the van because this area is very steep. So he'll come out if you don't do this, then he'll come out and then he'll get like stuck for a little bit and then start running. So this saves a little bit of time. And then here, when he reaches like this part of the rock, then I'll do a double jump to this area. So I guess I could have just frame rewinded a little bit, but there's like you'll see a kind of a line here. Basically, I'm aiming for this back part of the rock. And then that should give me like a perfect distance so that I can just double jump straight onto the top of the fence. And then here I jump off with momentum. And then I double jump just so that I don't get stuck here on this rock, which can sometimes happen. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is like I thought about it before. Like, you could probably do this without jumping, but I think it probably ends up being like around the same time anyway. So, like, you like you're kind of moving at jumping speed for like the same amount of jumps. Yeah. Anyway, there's probably a way to optimize that, but I think this feels just feels much better than the other ways that I've tried. And the reason that I jump with momentum here, so I have momentum right now, is basically only for this because you'll fall off a little bit. So I have momentum just for that. Now here I actually did a funny thing that I don't normally do. Usually I just do a single jump with momentum here, but this time I did a double jump. I don't know why I did that, but I think it's because I was watching Art play and he does that. But I think it's like doesn't matter. Kiedis, Kiedis, there's like honestly, is there even anything to explain about Kiedis? I guess the main thing is that it basically doesn't really matter what setup you use, as long as you get the up press correct. So the setup that you want to use is probably the one that will give you a normal Cletus launch if you fail. If you fail to time the up press properly. But I don't think I even do that. So I'm really just kind of banking on getting this timing. Um I don't really have a visual cue for this. This is kind of really just feeling, and that's why I really don't like this trick. Because there's not really any way to make it consistent. I guess you can look at the shaking of his head, but I've never really liked that cue for this. I think it's too precise for... I think this trick is too precise for that kind of cue. Um, so honestly, just lab it out, right? Just grind it out. Just see what works. Generally, if you press up too early, then you're gonna get shot left with high speed. And if you go to up too late, then you're gonna get more of like a normal Cletus launch. So I guess that's kind of the heuristic you can use to troubleshoot it. But yeah, in general, it just kind of sucks. Um, all right. The next thing here is how to avoid Rufus, and the secret is kind of just to hold up a little bit longer. So you want to hold up until basically like now. I think now is when I would start holding right, and that's because of the camera thing that we talked about earlier, right? Um, like right now, I mean, you can only see his feet, but Sly is facing towards the left. If you switch to right immediately, it's not going to do anything because if you switch to right at this point, then your input is telling Sly to go backwards, which obviously doesn't do anything. But if you're pressing up, then you are telling Sly to go to the right. You see? And then when the camera turns, that's when you switch to right because now your right press actually makes him go to the right instead of backwards. And hopefully that should let you have uh, a line a sharper turn, and you can see that even though this launch was kind of low, I still made it because I was able to go far enough to the right, uh, where it's lower. Actually, this is a pretty good launch. Never mind. It's kind of low. I mean, yeah, like the right side here is lower. So if you get a low launch, then just try and curve more to the right. And just kill him. And here we go to door clip. Now, I think door clip only saves like 7 seconds if you get it like first try. So it's really not that important of a trick. But the way I do it, it's kind of specific, right? Okay, now my... Hold on. Okay, there we go. So you see that I'm holding my camera like very far to the right. That's because when I run into this corner here, you see how my camera is so far to the right. That's because when I run into this corner, if you run into this wall, you have a chance of just clipping through and falling through the floor. This is obviously not good, right? So that's why I have my camera so far to the right, so that I don't have to even think about that, because it's not even a risk if you have it this far right. You'll never clip through and fall to the floor if that happens. Also, you'll notice that I stop running. And I stop running again precisely so that I have no risk of falling through the floor. Like the peacocks of Paris, my cock has in fact arisen. Hello, Shadows. Welcome to the stream. I like that sentence. It's very cool. And so, yeah, so I'll align my camera. So you'll see this right part. You'll see this gray part. I'll just cover that. Just cover that. Tap forward a couple times to fix my facing angle. And then you basically just go for the trick. And sometimes it will mess your camera up, but I would say that it's probably better to just go for it like a few times. And then if you notice the camera is really, really far off, then yeah, then you should readjust that. But I wouldn't worry about it too much, because the camera is actually fairly, it's actually somewhat lenient. There's actually a wide variety of, well, not, I suppose not a wide variety, but there's a variety of camera angles that can work. It's kind of weird, actually. When I was testing it a long time ago, I would notice that if I covered the gray, that would work well. If I went a little bit to the left, it would stop working. And then if I went a little bit even more to the left, then it would start working again. So this, yeah, it's kind of weird, but yeah, I think covering the gray is a good cue for it. It's very easy to see as well. So as for the trick itself, basically the only important, yeah, short analysis of only 4 or 5 hours, yeah. So this is the third split, okay? This is the third split. This is the third split. There's just so much to talk about. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. This game is super dense, really. Right, but the main thing to worry about for this trick is basically your last X press. As long as you get that proper, you can get away with like the camera angle being slightly off. You can get away with a lot of things. You should just say go watch a tutorial on every trick. That's true. Just go watch the tutorial, right? Just go watch the tutorial. So as long as you do that, it should be fine. It's a little later than I expect usually. Although on BCPS3, it's like super early because of the input delay, which is very bad. But that's, yeah. I mean, I think most people are not going to be dealing with that. So, okay. And then the final thing, the input delay is bad. Stop coping. All right. So the final thing is that when you get the clip, please keep holding forward. Just hold forward the whole time and don't like spam X. Don't do any weird stuff. Just hold forward. And then let go of X, or just keep holding X, whatever. It doesn't matter. Just don't like double jump over the trigger. Don't let go of forward and fall short of reaching the trigger. There's a lot of the weird things that people do sometimes. Just hold the buttons. Just hold everything all the way. I guess also the other thing to mention is that if you fail, you should not just like sit there and like you shouldn't just sit there. You shouldn't just sit here and spam X while holding forward. You will clip through the floor and die. Okay, so don't do that. Just be patient. It's all good. All right, load. Jump over. Here, I guess my Q is kind of... Actually, I kind of forgot what it was, but it's basically when I pass like here, this junction of this yellow line and this brown line is basically when I will press start. And that should give you... Well, I failed, but I think I was too late in this one. Yeah. Actually... Yeah, I was too late. Yeah, anyway. Watch, a different PB, and then you'll see how it's supposed to be done. There's already a video on this trick, so I won't even talk about this. Because that shit's easy. But what I will talk about is this. So here, I actually swing. This is actually on purpose. I actually swing on purpose because I don't want to slide here. Like I don't like if I have a bit of momentum, I don't know. I like to swing here. It feels like I can get grounded more. I can like land properly more easily. And I can kind of control where I'm going more easily. Even though like I'm not like using any momentum preservation or anything. But this is just how I found it. I prefer to swing here. Because it makes me feel like I have less of a chance to fall off. And so I'm aiming basically at this kind of darker area. At least don't try to super jump. I actually don't know what you're talking about at all, but yeah, I mean swinging here is fine. Just don't get too close to the edge, right? Something Stevens told you? Yeah, just don't get too close to the edge. And kind of aim for this, like, this back part. So you see that's basically where I land is right here. And then I jump straight forward here. And I do, like, kind of a super jump. You don't have to do this to get this, but I think it makes it easier. Because it'll let you slide forward a little bit. Like if you just landed, slide will kind of stop in place a little bit, and it's kind of hard to keep traveling in this direction. So I just find that the swing makes it easier here to go forward a little, and then I slope jump against here a little bit to get that. I have a cue on the floor that I look at, but you can't see it, so just figure it out yourself. Okay. Here I actually look at, you see this like basically this wall. There's like a wall here where back alley heist is. And this thing right here. This is what I look at. So first of all, I have momentum here because I jumped up with momentum from the out of bounds part. I mean, I guess we're still out of bounds, but I jumped up with momentum. Here, I wait for this to disappear, and then I turn. And with momentum, you'll actually make it really far. It's very cool, actually. You make it very far with momentum. All right, get in the corner. I guess I can talk about this as well. This is kind of important. If you want to do this fast, then yeah, I don't. Some people like to double jump here. I really hate that. I think it makes everything harder. For me, this trick is very much you have to get it all in one motion, or else, like any kind of hesitation makes it harder for me. So I do 2 single jump, super jumps. And then here, I'm pulling back on the stick just for a moment. I'm pulling back on the stick and then continuing right, so that I can stop where I want to, like right on the edge. If I were to hold right the whole time, then I would actually fall off because that's too far. But so I sort of flick to the left and then back to the right to get in the right position, which is right about here. And then I do a double jump with momentum around this to take the shortest path. The momentum preservation actually makes it nicer to curve around things like this, because it'll kind of keep your. I mean, it does what it says on the tin, right? It'll preserve your momentum traveling this way, while you change directions that way. So it'll curve around very naturally. And this way you can skip the couch completely and basically stay as close as possible to the wall. Now, if I had gotten the pause earlier, that's when I would load, but I didn't get the pause, so I did not do that. All right, mugshot. Hopefully this will go a little faster. But for the first phase, I'm trying to get a particular. I'm trying to get mugshot to take a particular path so that I have to jump as little as possible. And actually, I think I get it in this run. So I go over here this way. I cut the corner. Okay. I cut the corner fairly aggressively, and then I follow this red line. Oh, I didn't. I actually didn't get it. I failed. Yeah. I guess we can look at. I have my remaster up. I get it in the remaster. PB. Basically, this is what it's supposed to look like. I find it's a little bit different on remaster, but it's close enough. So you see, I cut the corner, follow this red line, and then he'll go around this way, which is perfect. You get this, and then when he shoots, you hide behind the crystal. Now, this is kind of scary, so I wouldn't recommend going like, it's not a big deal if you don't get it. If you feel like you're gonna get shot, you should just jump, because this is very scary. You need to have a really good sense of how far your cane goes. And then yeah, basically just sort of follow this red border. Cut in this way. He should shoot this crystal. Go over here, and then this will be the only jump that you have to do. So that's the ideal. That's what we're trying to do. But as you can see, I failed in this run, and this is actually probably one of the worst case scenarios, because now I have to jump a billion times. I even missed a mirror. That's crazy. But yeah. Anyway, not that complicated. Not too much to talk about there. Oh, I guess here I'm doing a new thing. This is a new thing that I've been implementing because of Art. Well, I guess actually Art told Geek, and then I saw Geek do it, and now I'm doing it. So the point of doing this way is to hit mugshot at the end of the face, which saves like a second. So this route will tend to let you hit him more often than the previous one, the one that we used to do. Okay, so we go to the left. We actually go to the left of the mirror this time, not the right, because we want him to come this way. Actually, yeah, we want him to come this way. So we go to the left, hit the first mirror, go to here, the second mirror, and then I jump. Actually, I could jump earlier, but that's not what I was doing. Anyway, I jump onto this railing, this quote-unquote railing thing. It's not really a railing. Jump over the gap, swing, hit the mirror, and then ideally he comes this way, right? Ideally he comes this way, and he does. So perfect. Now, unfortunately, I think, yeah. So unfortunately, he decided to shoot again. I think probably if you're fast enough, he won't do this, but I was probably just a little bit too slow. So you see, he shoots again, and this will make it so that I'm not able to hit him at the end of the phase. Uh, yeah. So unfortunate, but doesn't really matter. Chandelier jump. I use D-pad for this. I know a lot of people like to use stick. I don't really understand why people like to use stick. I think it just makes it harder. It just makes it more inconsistent. I don't know. I just hold D-pad upright, and then I switched to D-pad up, and then all I have to do is control the double jump timing, and that's basically it. Um, yeah, I mean, there's not really much. It's not really any secret about this. I'm using D-pad the whole time this entire phase. I also do this with momentum. I'm holding X here. I actually do this with momentum because I think it makes it easier to curve around the mirror. I think it makes it more natural, but um, it's just like a personal feeling thing. I'm sure a lot of people don't do that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it's really easy to miss the fourth mirror, so so I so just find out what like whether you're I guess just take note of what rhythm you tend to go for, and see if it's momentum does help with turning jumps. Yeah, I think so as well. But it's not like you can't do it without it. But I feel like it definitely feels better. Yeah, so kind of when you hit these mirrors, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I had gone at that tempo, then I probably would have hit the fourth mirror too early, or I would have swung too early to hit the fourth mirror. So I always have to slow down a little bit when I hit the fourth mirror, or else I won't make it. So if you find that you're missing mirrors, take note of your rhythm and then try and figure out am I going too early or too late to hit this certain mirror. Usually it's the fourth one that people miss. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have to wait just a tiny bit to make sure that I hit the fourth mirror, and then I hit the fifth mirror, and then I use the rhythm of the fourth and the fifth mirror to then like, well, I just use the rhythm of the whole thing. Like basically the way that I get this pause is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I wait just a tiny bit. So like let's say if I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pause. That's if I had paused with the rhythm, that would have been too early. So I just wait a tiny bit. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pause. So I wait a tiny bit, extend that last rest a little bit, and then you should get the pause like that. Now, other people have visual cues for this, but I don't really use that. But like Geek, for example, he looks at the when Slide passes this mirror, when his head pops out from behind this mirror, and then he'll pause at that point. But I always found it easier to just time it. So that's what I do. If you miss the pause, if you barely miss the pause, then you can just exit level, and that's probably faster than loading and then doing that. But I actually don't know about that. I don't know if that's true, but probably. So you can just exit level and then exit hideout. So if you need to do that as a backup, DSP Van Proxy, there's not that much to talk about. I mean, it's just the setup, really. The only thing I can say, I think, is that from my experience, exit level works if you pause up to 5 frames too early. Yeah, so usually if I pause with the rhythm, like if I miss the pause, it's likely that I'm just slightly too early. So typically it works to exit level, and it's not really a big deal. And like it'll work for me usually. But if you're not getting the pause consistently, like if you can't get the pause consistently, then yeah, probably not good to exit level. Oh, on original it's better to load. Well, you should listen to him. On original it's better to load. Is it faster to load though? Yeah, I don't know the time differences for that kind of thing. Did you know analysis has anal in it? Yeah, that's right, it does. I actually just drank some water. I'll drink some more. What's up, witch hunting? You're pretty sure it's faster? Alright. Well then listen to art and you can load if you miss the pause. On remaster, you have to exit level if you wanna do the cool fast backup, maybe. Because because original is baby mode and it's so easy. Anyway, now that that's my quota for hating on original. Okay. Here, I kind of do this. I mean, I jump kind of down left with momentum, and then right at the end, to make sure that I don't just jump into the water, I'm doing a motion with my hand, but you can't see it. I basically push to upright. Wait, did I say down right? I meant down left. I jump down left, and then I push to upright just to get him to land over here. And I tried to keep his landing spot consistent every time because, um, well, I mean, this trick is very precise, so the more consistency, the better. And also, I find, well, I'll talk about this later. Let's just keep going for now. Obviously, you have to have momentum. You have to have momentum for this, so make sure you're holding X. And actually, I mean, if you do it the way that I do, then you have a chance of not getting momentum if you switch directions too fast. But yeah, I mean, just practice it a little. And of course, just be patient with the trick because you just need it to work first try, right? And it's better to lose just like a second or two rather than like 20 seconds immediately if you fail. So let the camera settle a little bit. I mean, yeah, just try to let the camera settle before you do things. And now this is the thing that differs among runners, which is people have different lineups that they like to use. Typically, I like to do. Let's see if I just go for this. I like to do like covering half of this stone. I like to cover like half of the stone in the background. Now, other people will like to, you know, have the left edge of the camera touch the window of the van. Some people will like to cover a quarter of like or to leave a quarter of the rock visible. Some other people probably have other different visual cues. Um, I find that well, what I noticed, which may or may not be true, is that it seemed to me like uh depending on where you started like the setup, like where you jumped to, different visual cues would work better than others. Like certain angles would work better than others. I don't know if that's true. That's just how I feel about it. So that's why I try to just get like consistently jump to the same place every time. And I find the visual cue that works right for that particular location that I jump to. And I just stick with that. I find something consistent and I stick with that, right? So if you're having trouble with it, just kind of experiment with it and see what visual cue that you find to be the most consistent for how you're doing the trick, right? Of course, you have to um like you have to be doing the trick right already. So like you can't rush everything. You know, be patient with it, but if you're doing everything right and it's still not consistent for you, then just try to kind of eliminate those variables. Experiment with a little, see which camera cue works the best for you for your particular setup. Do everything the same every time. Try to do everything the same every time, and just kind of do it like that. And then here I do kind of like a cursed controller movement. So because I want to turn to the left, once I see that I get the trick, right? We're holding D-pad down. I switch to left. And then at this point, I take my right hand, I take my right thumb. I'm holding left D-pad left with my left thumb. I take my right thumb, push the left stick to the left, and then I release D-pad left and bring my left thumb to the stick so that I can seamlessly transition into the walking after this. I don't know if people have like a better way of doing this. This is the only way that I could do it with while still like seamlessly getting over here. So yeah, I don't know if that made any sense. I'm like I hold D-pad left, I push the stick to the left, and then I switch my left thumb to the stick so that I can continue walking. Yeah, and then just aim for this outer part here. Unfortunately, you do actually have to go this wide because there's a wall there, which I'm sure you probably know. You notice that how after the proxy this entire time, I have not swung midair, I've not jumped. That's because I want to keep the momentum so that I can run off this ledge with momentum and still make it. So the safe strat is just to double jump over, but it's faster to run off. This is an optimization that I pioneered. Probably. I don't think anybody did it before me. Yo, Zeta, what's up? Did I just say Zeta? I mean Zeta. Zeta, what's up, Zeta? Sorry, I pronounced your name in a more incorrect way. Your EP? Nice. You did it secretly? Okay, well, it's still mine. I'm claiming it. I'm claiming it. Okay. My cue for this is basically I run for the fence. This is kind of counterintuitive, but I find that it works much better for me to run towards the fence rather than run to the towards the left of the fence. I feel like if I run towards the left of the fence, then I tend to fall into the water more. So I run towards the fence, directly towards the fence, and then usually that actually gets you a good landing right next to it. How am I? I'm good. I'm doing well. Finished my final yesterday. Did homework. I just have like a small paper that I have to write, but it should be not too hard. So I'm chilling. I hope you're doing well. And of course, we're doing some analyzing here. All right. Yeah, just hit the candles. That's it, basically. Here, I try to go for like an ass slide because I saw Art do it, but I'm not very good at it, and I miss it every time. So, but I mean, jumping over this TP thing is probably still faster than like running around, and I find that the line works better anyway. So yeah. So I like to do this better. I prefer to do this rather than run around. And I guess small thing here is that I actually pull back on the stick when I swing. I swing and then I pull back on the stick so that Sly doesn't end up on this thing. Because if you end up on this thing, then you have to take the time to jump off. If you run off, it's really slow. So I just do my best to avoid getting on this thing at all. And then I just run. You're not? Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but I hope it gets better for you. Yeah, just load. Oh, here's where we get the fun part. The super poggers fun part. Dude, it's been like 2 hours. It's fine. We're almost halfway, okay? We're almost halfway. All right. Uh, yeah, so I double jump here. Yeah, hoagie hop skip. So it's actually faster to not hoagie hop here. So as long as you land on this close edge of the pad, it's actually faster to like just let it do its thing. Like you don't have to do anything. Just jump there and hold forward. Like I'm just hold forward and I hold forward. And that's it. I double jump here because there's this a bit of steep hill here. I also just kind of like double jumping here better. I think it feels nicer. But yeah, that's basically it. And it's fast. It's optimal. Woohoo! And then we load. It's actually faster to do layer CSS on original even, but I haven't been going for it because I want a PB. That's why. And then here, I guess something to talk about here is that I actually aim for like kind of forward, like closer. I aim to jump like closer on this route because that's kind of where the collision is. If you jump too far, then you're not gonna be able to stand on it. And then we just jump up this thing because it's faster. Because that branch is steep. Cane jump, ledge grab, whatever. That's fine. Here I do a slope jump, basically like against this thing. So I'm basically holding up left on the stick. And you should make it up there. And I almost fell off, but I didn't. So it's fine. And when I do that slope jump, I'm holding X so I get momentum for this drop down. And now for snake jump, basically, I should stop saying basically, but you see like this cross. There's like a cross here. There's this line, there's this line. I aim to jump at this intersection. And what I do on original especially is I'll go to the right before going to the left so that I have a little more space to prepare myself for the jump. Okay, so I said I aim for the intersection. Maybe I don't. I kind of do. I kind of think I just like let go of. I think I just stopped using any visual cues for this trick. But it's like somewhere over here. Basically, I jump when I get to this line, essentially. That's where the edge is. Yo, Foss, thanks for the good luck. And then I pause when Sly's. Well, I mean, actually mostly I pause on feeling, but a good visual cue that you can use is you pause when Sly's knee kind of passes this pointy thing. So it passes it. I press pause. See? Perfect. Then jump immediately, of course. Jump immediately to avoid falling through, which can happen, especially with snake jump, because you're falling from such a high height. Actually, if you're doing like the safer strat where you go up here and then you jump down and you find that you're falling through a lot, that's because you're attaching from too high. So just delay the circle input and then you won't fall through. Or you can just jump immediately like this. And here I do the view map strat, which makes use of the pause storage. Basically, I just do this like I mean, I just do this like I'm exiting level, except I press select, right? So I jump, swing, select, view map to here, and then I just mash X, I think. Is it X? Maybe it's triangle now. I mash something. Maybe it's triangle. Maybe I mash triangle now. I don't know. I forgot. Uh, yeah, I think I mash triangle now to close the menu. And then you should have no problem getting the key. I jump there. I think it's faster, maybe. I did that when I was tasking the segment, so I think it's faster. Just by a little bit, like a few frames. Oh yeah, I finally figured out how to do this cane jump. And the secret is to actually run past the bone. So you just to run past the bone, double jump forward, and then attach. And that way you're far away from the bone, which makes it easier to get the cane jump off. Well, I still did it in 3, but optimally you do it in 2. 2 of those. Alright, fish. I have an entire video about this, so just go watch that, really. Let's see this fish. I think I get a pretty good, like a pretty decent time. I think it's a 108, 105, I think. Oh, look at me, missed all those. Nice. Yeah, at this point, I wasn't too hopeful about this being a good fish, but it turned out to be pretty decent. So I'm glad that it worked out. Yeah, that was kind of like a nice route. I think that was a good decision on my part. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty good. Oh, I got the short one. In that case, you just swing and pause very easily. If you get the normal one, uh, yeah, I mean, I just practice it, I guess. I always thought the pause was later, like deceptively late. But obviously you can't go too late or else you fail, or else you don't even get the pause. But yeah, I always felt the pause was later than I thought it should be. Here I jumped because that area is steep. Thank you, Art, for telling me that. It should be faster, right? And then I do this hula jump, which is kind of hard. It's not that bad. It's just kind of weird. I mean, if you don't get it, then you just do the normal one, right? Basically, there's like a bright spot here, which I can't see at all, but when I'm playing, I can see it. I think it's right around here. I think it's right around here. That's when I jump. And I'm aiming to land on like this close edge to get the most speed, the most acceleration. I go all the way here. I super jump so that slide doesn't get stopped here. Uh, yeah, I mean, I just make the jump. Like, I guess there's not really much to talk about. You just make the jump. It's just muscle memory pretty much. So yeah, I don't have any cues for this part. You just kind of had to grind it out. Um, I guess if you're struggling with hula jump in general, a cue that I like to use, especially on PS2 when it's super laggy. So like if I fail this, then I'll just do it normally, right? If I fall down, I'll just do the hula jump normally. And in that case, I would stand to the left of this. There's this mark here. I would stand to the left of that, and then I would aim like over here, basically, like at the first 3 poles in the fence. That's where I would aim. Oh yeah, I did lamp jump. That's right. So quick double jump to get onto the root. Double jump down. And to avoid the dialogue, basically there's like this darker area, and you can see that it gets a little bit lighter over here. So there's like this almost a line. It's not really a line. It's not very visible, um but basically I just run around that dark area. So here, turn right. And yeah, I take that ledge grab, like don't be too fast with this ledge grab, bro. Else you can just fall off into the water. Even if you get the ledge grab, you can, like, sometimes you'll still fall off. I don't even know why. So just take it slow. It's fine. The important part is being able to actually do the boost jump. So I double jump. I aim for this dark spot, more or less. And then pretty much I just boost jump straight towards the lamp. And you should get he should snap to it, right? You should snap to it. This trick isn't really that bad. Just jump towards the spot. Kind of aim for like this higher. There's kind of a hill here, so you kind of want to aim for like a little bit higher up on the hill. That's why I aim for that dark spot. You just go forward. Now I know Geek has like a he's done lamp jump with like a single jump before, like a single jump super jump instead of double jumping, which is probably, I mean, yeah, it's faster, but I don't like it because I find that it tends to get me more ledge grabs that are bad. So like if you can get a ledge grab like more on this right side of the lamp, and in that case, when you try to do this next part, you actually just bonk off and fall and lose a lot of time. So I think doing the double jump is like that's fine. Like I'll take that time loss over not even being able to do this part. And then here, you just boost jump straight from the ledge grab. So just pause, do the boost jump inputs, and you're kind of, I guess, what do I do? I go down a lot. Yeah. I think I aim quite the stick quite like down more than right. And then I'll kind of just switch to going like straight forward. Basically, I'm trying to like land right here. Like I'm not really trying to curve around to the right. I'm just trying to get a ledge grab here. And then I basically just mash X so that I don't slip off, which can happen. And then I attach. This part is standard. I accidentally mismenued. That's fine. Exit level. And I didn't die, which is good. Here I double jump. You don't have to, but I find that it makes, at least it makes this jump make a lot more sense to me. So I like to double jump here to get this slope jump. And then, of course, I do this with momentum so that when I fall off, I have running speed. Jump over this. And here normally I would double jump to redirect the jump towards chickens, but I kind of messed up the input, so it was kind of weird. Now, chickens, I also have an entire video on, so you should just go watch that. I mean, it's the same video as the fish one, but yeah, just go watch the minigame video. This is that I remember this was the bad chickens as well. It was like a 33, which is not great, not good. But I seem to have I don't know. I was having really hard time with like getting good chickens when I switched to BCPS3. Not really sure why. Maybe it's just the input lag. And I just wasn't used to it yet. Wait, actually, it wasn't even bad. Wait, maybe I was thinking of something else. 38? Which run was I thinking of? I don't know. I thought I'd go to 33 or something. But apparently not. Apparently this is really good. 38 is good. I'm totally fine with that. Now this was kind of precarious. Uh yeah, that was scary. I could have missed the pause pretty easily there. It probably would have taken it slower normally, but it worked out, so that's fine. I jump here with momentum so that I have momentum running off the sledge. But I actually don't think I think it's probably not faster than just like running the whole time. If you the thing about yeah, I guess this is something that you could talk about. So when you exit levels, you have like this kind of weird um momentum state where you have momentum, but like when you land, he always like stops a little. He'll always like stop a little bit. And but I don't think that stop is actually that significant to warrant jumping there. But I don't know. I like the jump. I feel like it makes it easier for me, but you have momentum but no air control. Yeah. I don't know. Probably just running off is faster, but a long time ago Art told me that it might be faster to jump. Oh, you think it is faster to that jump? Okay, well then I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep doing the jump. Woohoo! It makes it easier anyway. Okay. Of course here you don't pause there. I try. I just missed it. To get this, I like to we should start going for the torch. Oh god. So we jump and swing, and I don't aim towards the skiff. I aim like more towards like this way. I find that it makes it more consistent to get it. And then ideally, of course, you would pause into the level here, but I failed. Now, if you're doing this pause, if you're doing this pause, um, you should like no matter what you do, you should like if you pause early, you should just like don't even bother trying again. Just save at that point. Just save, so that no matter what happens, you do the same inputs every time, and that way, you won't have to adjust to anything if you do get the pause, and then you won't like miss menu because you're not used to it, right? I just realized my goal was 33:52. Why was my goal 33:52? Who has a 33:52? Oh, yeah, that's right, that's right, that's right. It's because Neon had a 33:53. That's right. I was like, this is a this is like a coincidence because the PB that I actually got is exactly 1 minute. It's exactly 1 minute. I just realized that. I was like, what a like particular time this is. Yeah, I wanted sub 34, but I changed it to Bob Neon. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I thought it'd be cool, you know? Like if I could just got a sub 34, I probably would have kept going. That point. Yeah, ended up bopping Stephens. Very awesome. So I'm very proud of this run. Um, yeah, so I missed the pause. So I pause here and purposely, and you see that crucially, that I don't pause immediately as I enter the level. I pause when I'm on the boat so that I don't lose any time to not moving forward, right? Smart. It is smart. I'm literally a genius. All right. I could talk about as well the reason that we do the pause, or the reason that we do the save. So I save over the middle file because I want to save this charm that I have. Now, if I had properly done the pause in World 2 Hub, then I would have had 2 charms here, and that would be optimal, but I didn't because I missed the pause. So here I only have 1, but I still want to save it, so I'm going to save it here. So now I can lose the charms on this file for Ruby because I need to die in Ruby, so I'm going to lose the charms before I get to Ruby. And then when I do Ruby double load or double hit, I'm going to load the file with the charms on it and then kill Ruby, right? Now, if I had lost my charm, we can talk about some backups, right? If I had lost my charm in chickens, right? If I had gotten hit, then I could just pause. I could just, do the saving thing right now, right? I could do the saving thing. I could save on a different file, and then I would just continue. I wouldn't even do the ghastly pause because I've already done it. I would just do the whole thing now if I had lost the charm here. And then you could do like some insane rounding. I don't even remember what I was thinking about before. But I had some like thought about like, oh, if I enter grave with no charm and then if you get hit in grave, which is really easy, right? If you get hit by the ghosts, if you get hit in grave by the ghosts, so this is going to get complicated. Just bear with me, okay? If you have 2 charms in grave, if you have a gold charm in grave, so that means you come in with a charm. If you come in with the charm and you have a gold charm, then what you should do, if you get hit, you should just leave and just ignore it. Just lose the charm, that's okay, because we can double load it for World 4 skip later, which is actually what I'm going to do in this run because I only have a single charm. Now, if I have no charms going into grave, then what I can do is if I get hit here, then before the charm comes off my back, I can save the file. Then when I get to the key, I can load and then hit the key. And then go grab the charm for a gold charm and then leave the level. And I think that saves more time than doing than like losing the charm and having to come back and get one and like weird stuff like that. So I hope that makes sense. I know it was a lot. There's a lot of things. But if it didn't make sense, what you can do is join the Sly Cooper speedrunning Discord and ask about it. Promotion. That's right. Unless you're already in there, you can. No, that's my Discord. That's my Discord. You should join the Sly speedrunning Discord. I don't have a command for that. But it's on the SRC. It's on the SRC page. bad mod? Hello? For this first one, I like to... Yeah, there you go. There's the link. For this first one, I like to stay in the back, and then rush up to kill it. Just makes it a little less... I guess you don't have to kill so many ghosts. But the second one, typically, I'll just be shooting the whole time. I'll just be in the front the whole time. And then, of course, here, this guy, just stay up in the front left corner. Just keep holding forward. You should never get hit. Have I ever even gotten hit by that guy? Maybe in the very beginning when I wasn't holding forward. Now for these last two, definitely recommend being in the back here. So you can swoop in, destroy one, and then, you know, leisurely destroy the other one. I didn't go for first floor skip here because I don't know how to do it. But if you felt like doing that, you could do it and lose 1 second. But for potentially gaining 7 or something. Or more than that. How much does it save? Probably more than 7, right? If you get a good one. You get a good one. Yo, Doodle in a Blender. First stream. I'm honored. Okay, this part. This one is very simple. I mean, you just bait out his attack and then you go for it and kill him. This one is a little more nuanced. I mean, not nuanced, but it's a little more involved. Basically, just tap to the left. Okay, so I got hit. This is a bad example, but you pretty much just want to, like, don't go forward, go left. Go to the left. Once you break most of the barriers, then you can swoop in, destroy everything. And then here, you don't have to stop at all. I used to stop, but you don't have to do that. Just go forward, break this thing, and then crucially, you want to stay close to this guy because he cannot hit you if you're close, because he will cower in fear of in your presence, right? So go to the right, stay close, kill the ghost. The ghosts are high priority. Absolutely, you have to, like, yeah, kill the ghosts. Absolutely kill the ghosts. This guy, not important. These guys, they will kill you. So destroy the ghosts, destroy the thing, and then turn around and kill the guy. And it's also important to actually kill him. You definitely want to kill him because even at this point, he can still throw his head and kill you this way. So, like, just kill him. I see a lot of people leaving him alive. It's not a good idea. You can get away with it, but it's scary. Here, yeah, just tap forward, kind of. Just inch your way forward. Just inch your way. Avoid this guy. Don't get too close to the ghosts. And then go forward. Not too hard. So here, I actually almost die. I almost die because for some reason, if you're like too close to these barriers, or for whatever reason, like if I'm right up against them, I find that it just doesn't break them. I think, yeah, okay, look at that. You can actually see what's happening. You can actually see what's happening. I think the bullets are going over. I think the bullets are going over that barrier. That's why I didn't break it. Alright, kill these guys. And destroy the signs. I think destroying the signs will make it less likely to crash later on, because at the end of this level, when you get to the key, everything breaks, right? And if too many things break at the same time, the game will crash. So I just try to break some stuff beforehand so that doesn't happen. Have a nice shower, Art. And yeah, I mean, this is just Fastly, right? I find it easier to actually hit them if I'm kind of like in this corner and I'm not all the way back here. I'm actually not the best at this. I feel like I do it quite slowly, but yeah, just make sure you should hear the. You should hear the sound. Yeah. There's like a like kind of a clicking sound when you break them. Uh so just pay attention to those sound cues. Now this is Nightfly's thing. Um where you line up here against these barriers, face downwards, go to the left, and then pause like now basically when you pass that line. I failed, I actually missed the pause, but I was gonna go for it. This is quite risky though. I mean it's not risky, but if you load too early, then it'll be really bad. If you pause too early, if you think you've paused too early, then what you can do is you can click save and exit, save and quit, and then hit no, and then you can like just immediately mash pause again, and that should uh, you might be able to pause at the right time. Yeah, you can attempt it again, basically. I'm kind of not very good at this though, and it's a pain to practice. So, uh, yeah, I just go for it, but I think it's not too important. All right, here, uh, you have a possibility of falling through this branch, just like with snake jump and the branch there. So what I do, you see how late I attach. You see how late that is. This is for two reasons. I do this for two reasons. One, the first reason is exactly that, which is that it's less likely to fall through the branch. Second, I want to land on like this part of the branch here. Um, or yeah, I want to land on the part of the branch, this part which is flatter. If you land earlier, like if you what the hell? Yo, I can go 2 times speed just by holding spacebar? The hell? I didn't know that. Yeah, but I could have attached earlier and I probably would have made it um I guess maybe I would have made it farther, closer. I don't know, one of those two. Basically, I do this so that I get a smooth continuation of my movement. Otherwise, if you get on one of like these two things, Sly might kind of pause for a little bit before he continues going, and I didn't like that, so I try to land on that flatter part. And just jump over the thing. Now, if I had a charm here, I would gone for the damage abuse. You can see it in my 4050 remaster. Actually, successful attempt. Let me go show it. And I'll tell you what my cues are. Did you go over first floor skip? Um, well, I don't know how to do it, so I didn't really talk about it. I don't go for it. So this is what I used to do before. Yeah, you could do that. I kind of prefer what I'm doing now though. Did I explain that death abuse? What, this? No, I'm talking about it right now. Yeah. So, so yeah, so you can get this, right? If I have a charm, I'll go for this. If I don't have a charm, I don't go for it. If I have a yeah, if I don't have a charm, it's too scary to go for because you can lose. I mean, you instantly lose like 20 seconds if you die. But if you have a charm, it's pretty much safe to go for every time. All right, so my cues for this basically is I quickly jump and reattach. So literally like just sliding, just flicking my thumb from X to circle. When let's see, when do I do it here? Yeah, it's pretty much when I reach this part. So when I do it, then and this is not like consistent, by the way. This is just like kind of consistent. So I think it's consistent enough to go for if you have a charm, but otherwise, yeah, I mean, don't expect anything from it. Then when you kind of get to this part, when you kind of get past this pillar, I guess it's not really a pillar, but when you get kind of past that, yeah, whatever this thing is, then jump with momentum in the direction of the thing, and hopefully you get something cool. Actually, in this case, it was actually kind of not good because I kept my charm, but yeah, ideally you actually want to lose the charm so that you can do other stuff optimally. So you can do Ruby optimally, but yeah, in this case I didn't do it, so I just go for the normal thing. Lose it in Paris instead. You can't do that in a remaster, I don't think. Um, yeah, the clip where I got it, that's remaster. I didn't go for it in the I didn't have a charm here, so I didn't go for it. Oh, I guess I should say if you're doing the death abuse or not the death abuse, the damage boost. If you're doing the damage boost on like PS4 or PS5, you can actually just run like so I do this thing, right? I do this reattach. You don't need to do that on like PS4, PS5, I think, if it still works the same anyway. Because their bullets actually travel slower. So you can actually just walk. There's some clips of Stevens doing that. But on BCPS3, PS2 remaster, uh, yeah, their bullets literally just travel faster. So yeah, you can't just walk. It doesn't work. Emulator? I don't know about emulator. I've never tried it. All right, here I've started to do I double jump? I always used to like single jump here and like mash circle. Recently, I've started to double jump as well, just to try and attach onto the branch just a tiny bit earlier. But I don't even know if that saves any time. But yeah, that's what I do. I just do like a quick double jump, like a very quick double jump, and just start mashing. Oh, the triple hits, dude! I didn't even talk about this. So you'll notice that when I do triple hits, uh, so like in the way they tell you to do triple hits, the way people say like teach triple hits is they'll say um like just tap the stick forward, right? I found that not to work that well a lot of the time, and I don't like the way that it feels. So actually, a lot of times I'll, I mean, I'll still kind of do that, but a lot of times I turn to like different directions. I'll like turn left. So you can actually see me do that. You see that? So I'm not like tapping. I'm kind of just like I'm kind of trying to go from like up to down and up to down, like kind of like that instead. So I'm not going from neutral to up, neutral to up. Kind of like even turning around a little bit. Okay. All right, bone jump. You keep getting double. Yeah, I mean, it's not really a consistent thing. You just go for it, and double is fine. I mean, honestly, like I'll take anything. All right, bone jump. There's like these let's go back a little, please. Well, you still can't see it, but I'm running towards it. There's like a knot here, a knot here, and a knot here. I aim for this middle one, and I basically aim like right here. Right at this junction of the logs, this corner. I do a full height double jump. Full height, and then I slide to circle. This is very important. Slide to circle so that your timing to jump off the bone is consistent. This is really important for reducing variance, right? You know, it's one less thing that you have to time. Just slide to circle immediately. And then so the time that you have to wait for slide to attach is more consistent. And you don't have to worry about that at all. That was a big thing for my consistency, was when I started to slide like that. When I did the trick. So slide, and then just another full height double jump. Now, when we double jump onto this vault, I do a neutral double jump, or I do a double jump. I jump neutral and then I move after the apex of the jump, so that I can better control where I land, because it's quite important for this next jump, right? I want to land basically like on this left side of the vault. Not even necessarily like forward on the vault. I like to land on the left side of the vault in particular. And I find that that gives me a nice distance, a nice spacing away from this where I need to jump to. You just aim for this like this circle pretty much. Don't try and go too far left. If you go too far left, then you're just gonna slide off. But yeah, I mean it's kind of just like a feeling thing, really, like how to aim it. Then jump out of the ledge grab to the right, kind of upright, and then jump to the left. Now, this is also important, which is don't jump too far like back. Don't jump too far over here, like this way. Jump more towards the front of the snakehead, because if you jump too far back, you actually won't even land on it. You'll actually just slide off. So jump this way. So you see that I purposely aim for like this area and not over here. Because this is where you can actually land. And I jump. And I kind of jump a little bit outwards on purpose. I jump outwards, jump back in. And this way I have a fairly nice trajectory to go to do this, right? I actually almost failed it there, but this is like this is what's been working for me in practice. So, and if you see like Rude do it in remaster, this is kind of also what he will do. I used to do it differently, but I find this way to be better. I actually commented on it in the run. I do this with momentum here. Also, like, yeah. I guess this is like a good tip, right? You actually don't want to be too close to here. You actually don't even want to be on the left side. You want to jump from farther away. You want to jump from farther away so that you can more quickly redirect into where you have to go. Otherwise, you have to counteract your leftward momentum uh, while also trying to yeah, like go forward enough. It just takes too much time a lot of the time. Like it takes too much time sometimes. So it's better to be farther away. Yeah, so like yeah, you don't want to be like jumping from over here all the way over here trying to counteract that and go back in. Just start more from the right and then it's more natural curve into there. I don't know if that makes any sense, but yeah, I mean, if you're all the way over here and then you try to jump to the left, it's kind of hard to get back, right? So just jump from farther to the right, or like jump from the right side of this thing, and then you have to correct the direction less. You don't have to go so far back to the right. Just go a little, and then after that, and then once you're clearing the wall, then you can just focus on going forward instead. I actually do this with momentum, but I actually kind of don't think it makes a difference with this one because you're not really trying to curve it, really. But I do it with momentum anyway, so. And then of course the other thing with scuba that's very important is to double jump extremely late, like as you're touching the water, so that well, as far as I can tell, the double jump pretty much resets like your falling velocity. So you'll actually go forward instead of just like straight down to the death plane. And just go forward, jump up. Here I see some people having trouble with this sometimes, or maybe it's just me, but you want to jump from far, like a little bit farther away. So, or else you just bonk into the wall. Now, if you are close to the wall, what you can do is just make your first jump, like hold neutral for the first jump, and then go forward for the second jump. And then you should be able to get up here pretty easily. Just leave, go to chickens. Oh, I guess this is something I haven't talked about, but like the way that I map, I wait for the map to fully fade in, and then I quickly just like press the direction and X very quickly. So you see that the Sly logo barely even moves at all, right? I go to the immediately. Now you can also like be spamming, like be kind of mashing right a little bit so that you start moving as soon as you're able to. But I find for me that feels slower than doing it like this, where I wait for the map to fully fade in and then menu very quickly to get to the level. Okay. Here I think. See, on remaster we actually run out of the level manually, but I think it's faster on original. That's because of the autosave freeze on remaster that happens when you pause while the game is saving. I think on original it's faster to just exit level normally with the menu. Yeah, it should be. And then I used to jump here because you can get stuck, but I stopped doing it recently. I don't know if it's faster or not. And then I jump, circle, and then I just jump off, and that should give you like a pretty perfect spacing to get onto the cauldron. Oh, I guess here, so some people will like double jump. I mean, you can straight up double jump into this, but I'd prefer to do two single jumps, and then it gives me a chance to get into like the perfect position immediately, so Slide doesn't slowly walk there instead. Now, I actually don't know if if this is faster than the alternative. I think it is. It feels, I mean, and even if it's not, it feels better anyway. So I don't like just double jumping straight in, because he walks very slowly to the proper spot. So that's why I do that. All right. Ruby. Now, if you had a charm, if you still had a charm here, then what you can do is like, uh, at the same time of pressing start to go in. Good luck with the short analysis. 2.5 hours now. Yeah, I mean, I knew it would take a long time. There's a lot of stuff in this game. But right, what you can do is jump off when you press start at the same time, and then you can actually lose your charm in there. There's like a video on the Discord about it. I don't I'm not very good at it though. I don't need to do it very often, so now this jump is like, so I do this jump. If I had watched the Ruby cutscene, which I would do on PS2 or something, if I had done that, then I would not even I wouldn't go for this jump because it's weird after the cutscene, because after the cutscene you're in the air and you're not on the ground, so the running is weird. Yeah, I don't really like it. So in my PS2 runs, you'll see that I don't even go for this jump, but here I do. And I actually kind of aim for like in front of the spike. I actually aim for in front of the spike because I find that it makes it more consistent than just like jumping straight towards it. That's how I have it in my mind anyway. I don't know if that's actually what happens, because it does look like that I jump straight towards the spike, but now here you just double jump to the side. I swing on purpose here. This is actually important for me, at least. I find it makes it much easier because it allows Sly to slide forward. You see how he slides forward a little bit, which then makes the next jump easier. If you didn't do that, then Sly would actually just stop back here a little bit, and then you might have to run forward to get close enough, which then risks like slipping off. So I would recommend just swinging here. Go single jump, double jump. I also like to swing here. I saw Art do this and I liked it. It kind of preserves Sly's facing angle to make that ledge grab a little bit nicer. And then the key to this jump here is actually you don't have to run very far, right? You don't have to run very far forward. Actually, the key is to jump to the left. Here I don't do it that much, but yeah, in some of my other runs you can probably see. But the key is to really jump left, because left over here is way lower and you can actually stand on it. So yeah, it just makes it more lenient to go to the left. So that's what I'm thinking about when I do this. I really don't like to. This trick kind of sucks if you don't do that, because otherwise you do have to go quite far on this platform, and it makes it really easy to just slip off and die. And that's not very good. That loses 14 seconds. Some people have trouble with this vine jump. But I mean, you just kind of do a quick double jump. I mean, you just jump on it, right? You just jump on it, right? Just do a quick double jump. If you end up down here, you can still jump on it down here with like a normal double jump. You can still ledge grab, so don't worry about it. And then I try for a slope jump here, but I fail. You can slope jump, get up here ledgeless, but I didn't do that, which I prefer anyway. I don't really like the ledgeless because it's weird. It feels weird for my movement, so. Here I jump with momentum. You don't have to. It doesn't really matter at this point because you're not trying to go forward anywhere. You're trying to go down. But I'm just used to that, and I guess I like having the safety of knowing that I'm not gonna fall too close to the side, right? If I run forward with momentum, then I'm pretty much guaranteed to land right in the middle of the river, of the lane. And yeah, I mean, this is just, we're just gonna skip this. You just mash. I mean, it's not anything complicated. Here I actually have a visual cue for getting this hit quickly, which is basically when I reach this rock, I swing. Or not rock, those are eggs. When I reach the like broken egg, I swing. So when I reach here, I swing. God damn, this fight is long, bro. Okay. Most people will jump when she does her first tail slam, but you can actually do it much earlier than that. So my visual cue is to jump when her tail like flicks up to the right. You see this? So she'll flick up to the right, and then I jump. And I'll actually pause slightly before I hit the ground. Um, I mean, it's just a small optimization. It doesn't really matter. I mean, you could just land fully, but you can jump immediately like on remaster, but it's scary. Can you? I tried to do that before and I died. So yeah, on remaster you can jump immediately and the cycle is perfectly fine, but I've tried to jump immediately on original. Um, it didn't end well for me, so I don't do that. Maybe you have to double jump or something to, I don't know. No, probably not, right? Yeah, you have to do the double head as soon as possible. Yeah, probably not gonna do that, to be honest. I mean, if you mess up this fight, like you lose immediately like 3 minutes, so not recommended. Um, yeah, so I pause slightly before I hit the ground. You don't have to, but it's just, I mean, it's obviously it's faster to do that. And I load the first file, which I saved before, which has my charm on it. You can pause pretty much right after you jump. What? That sounds scary. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could do that. You could do that. But yeah, I suppose you could do that. I don't do that though. Because I'm used to spamming square immediately after I load, so yeah, I mean I never even thought about that really. But yeah, I mean as long as you just hit her twice, then it's fine, right? Some people will have problems with this. Like if you only if you only hit her once, then that just means that uh you haven't pressed square twice before. the way this works is that you need to hit square twice before you hit her a single time. That way the swing will buffer, the second swing will buffer, and then so after you hit her and lose control, then the swing will still come out and then hit her a second time. That's why it works. So if you are only getting one hit, if you're only getting one swing, it just means you're not doing it. You're not yeah, you're not getting the second square input in quick enough. Your previous all keys PB does this fast. I mean, let's look. Let's look. Do you do it in your do you do it in your current one? Oh, I see. Yeah, you could do it like that. Kind of scary though, but yeah, I mean, just practice it, right? I'll probably try that next time. Doesn't seem so bad. You want to see scary? Let's see scary, guys. Holy shit, the resolution, bro. Oh, yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's scary. Yeah, I don't recommend doing that. I wouldn't recommend doing that. I guess you also decided that it's probably not worth it. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, this is pretty safe to do. This way I'm doing it is actually quite safe then. So I think I'll try doing the pause early next time, but anyway, I end up in Ghastly because that's where I saved. Now, if I had gotten the pause properly in the loading transition, then I would just be in the hub and I could just pause and exit to hideout, which should be faster than mapping, probably, maybe, I don't know. But it feels faster, so. Alright, so now I'm saving in the hideout on a different file because I only have one charm and I need two. So I need to be able to double load my charm back when I get out of APA. So this is actually the first time that we're seeing this, but you can cut the slides jumping animation, like slides jumping out of the van animation short by jumping yourself. Just react to when the doors open, and then press X. If you don't get it, it's not a big deal, but just hold down, jump when the doors open, and then yeah, I mean this is just Nightfly setup. You can just watch his tutorial for that. Now, I still don't like this trick very much because it's if you turn the camera too fast here, then you can pop yourself out of the spot. But Nightfly showed me yeah, Nightfly showed me this where he actually starts turning the camera before he gets in the spot. And I could believe that this makes it less likely to like mess it up, but I haven't tried it, so I don't know. But anyway, you can try that if you want. It's faster anyway. And the actual van proxy is not very difficult. Well, I mean, it's not too bad. Yeah, I mean, you just practice it, you get used to it. That's pretty much it. Here, actually, at this point, I was so nervous. This was the probably the most nervous I was the entire run was in this level. Uh, because of, well, one, because of van proxy, but two, because of this trick. And you can see that I'm so nervous. You can see how nervous I am because I I even pull out the binocular to aim, which I don't do very often. Um, like normally if I was doing this, then I would just like shove the camera, as in like the physical camera. I would shove the camera to the left, so turning the camera to the right, all like up until it can't go anymore, and then I would just go for it, right? But I was so scared that my facing angle was off that I even pulled out the binocular to adjust it before I did this, and I still almost died. Like look at how close that is. I still almost died. You just gotta love this trick, man. I hate it. Um, I've started going for this YOLO in recent more YOLO setup recently, which I do in my 3415. But I was so scared that I couldn't do it here. Honestly, like I don't even have really anything to say about this trick. Basically, I guess the starting point, the starting position, it doesn't matter that much. It's pretty lenient. The important part is like kind of where you hit the death plane here. I mean, you want to go far. You want to hit it at the right. You want to hit the death plane in the right spot, vaguely. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how like I can describe this to you. It's kind of just you practice it and then you get a feeling for where you need to hit it, and then it doesn't work anyway. So yeah, I think this trick sucks. If you just fun because you're always nervous there, yeah, it's so terrible. And I mean this level is hard too. So like the nerves is very bad. I hate it. Okay, here, you just go in. I try to do this fast, but it turns out that you actually have to go pretty far in the corner, so so don't do it too fast, okay? You actually have to go in there. Now, I've done this, you can do this with only 4 single jumps. But you kind of risk hitting the cutscene if you do that. So I'll just typically I'll put in a double jump in there. Makes it easier. In my previous PB, in my 3415, I actually do it like that with the 4, and it's very clean, but it's kind of hard to replicate because you have to go so tight. Yeah, but I mean, I think this is acceptable. All right, so I'm actually losing 8 seconds, and it's kind of funny that I'm losing 8 seconds to PB because that means that I could have actually done the old APA slingshot, which would have lost 8 seconds. So actually, I was even slower than doing the old APA slingshot, which is funny. Anyway. So I double load here because I need my charm back for World 4 skip. And I mean, double loading is just something you get used to doing. If you're confused about it, you load the place you want to go first, and then the other file with the information on it. So I pretty much just think I want to be in World 4 Hub, so I load World 4 Hub, and then I load the hideout. Now I run off here. I used to jump off, but I think just running off is probably faster. You have this when you load into areas, you have this weird you see how I fall straight down. So you have like Yeah, I mean that's kind of the momentum state that you're in when you load into hubs or when you load into levels and stuff like that. So like that's why we jump off the light in Paris, because if we were to run off, we'd just fall straight down, which is obviously a lot slower than just jumping off. But I think this is still probably faster than jumping because I mean, you barely fall any distance. All right, monkey jump 2. Yes. Now there are two variants of this. In this case, I got the optimal one because of his cycle. Of course, his light can be down because he's sleeping, and in that case, you would jump all the way up here. Does Geek do that in his PB? I think he probably gets a good one though. I don't think he. Yeah, that's not gonna be it. I don't even think I got monkey jump in this one. Let's see. No, I did boost jump. I failed. Do I have any like videos of the? Ah, yes, here. Did I get it? No, I failed. But basically, that's what you do, right? Actually, you could just single jump this. You could just single jump this, and instead of doing that quick double jump that I did, you can just single jump. Um, but this one is kind of weird. I don't know. I think they're all kind of weird, but yeah, that's basically the idea. Um, so I have a visual cue of where I jump, right? So regardless of what his cycle is, I want Sly to start jumping when he crosses this line. So you see here, there's one segment, and then there's another segment of the roof. So there's one here, and then another one here. So it's this line. I want him to jump when he's at this line. And I want him to jump when he's there, not that I react to him crossing that and then I jump. So I press X a little earlier, a little before that because of the input delay. So that I jump right on the line. And I just double jump basically to here. And then I curve around to the left. I do this jump with momentum. I think it just makes it easier for me. You probably, I mean, you don't have to, right? But that's my most successful way of doing it. So I jump out to the right or to the left. You don't have to jump out a ton. But I curve to the right then. I curve to the right then a lot. I've curved to the right a lot. So I guess you can actually see how far I curve to the right. Like I super curve to the right so that I can actually land on him. If I didn't curve that far, then I would have just missed him completely. That's why this jump is hard, right? And then you just hope that you get the ledge grab. Sometimes you don't. If you do this version, then you see how I aim towards the right. If you aim towards the right, then yeah, I find it's easier to get a ledge grab here for this version, but I failed in this run anyway, so yeah. If you fail, just go do the boost jump. But I mean, the boost jump is pretty simple. I guess The only thing that I have to say about it is that just be careful with the with the ledge grab, okay? Don't rush it too much because it can be weird and you'll lose a lot of time from dying there. Just be careful with it. I don't think it's worth rushing that or trying to go super fast for that. Okay, we go up. Now World 4 skip. My cue for this. My cue for this is basically I jump when Sly passes like the edge of this roof, right? This roof here. I jump when he passes there. And I tried to be on the left side. Now I tried to be on the left side because that way I'm less likely to hit this roof when I get launched back. There are a couple things to consider with this starting position. It's probably the most important. Well, I guess yeah, probably the most important thing about the trick is that your starting position is correct, right? If you're too forward, so if you're too forward, this is probably the limit of where I would go. I probably wouldn't go any more forward than this because if you go more forward, then you're gonna get sent more to the left of the Panda King statue, and the trigger is like not over there generally. If you go farther back, then you will hit this roof much more. If you go close to the roof, obviously you're gonna hit the roof much more. If you go far away from the roof, then you will hit the roof less. So that's why I aim for this particular place. I aim for this to set my grounded here so that I don't get sent too far left and miss the trigger. And then I go to the left here so that I don't hit the roof, because if I go farther back, then I have an increased chance of hitting the roof, right? So therefore, I have to move to the left so that I counteract that. I think that makes sense. If you go further back, you actually just fucking explode in real life. I think that's true. I think you just die, really. So yeah, just jump, super jump. This doesn't set grounded, so just you don't have to super jump there. So just go, hold X, and I mean you can line it up if you want. I don't really think it's worth doing that. Just go. Vaguely, you can start turning left when Sly like passes below the leaves of the tree. That's a visual cue that Geek talks about, but I don't think I really use that much. Really, what I'm looking at is I want Sly to be in line with the bottom of this pillar. Now, I've done this enough that I can just feel where that is. But obviously, if you haven't done it that much, then you can use a combination of the tree and that other visual cue, aligning with the bottom of the pillar. You can use a combination of that to try and get to the correct spot. Yeah, and then here, I like this setup particular. This is, I mean, I suppose this is not optimal. The one that Stevens does is more optimal, but I find that this trick, I really just want it to work, honestly. And this, first of all, this setup, you can double jump for safety and hit the death plane and use that to push yourself farther to the death plane, which I like. In case, and it can save you sometimes if you just haven't turned far enough. And then the other thing is that you tend to go a lot higher than you do with the Stevens setup. And so, I mean, yeah, it's more lenient, right? Like with the optimal setup, you tend to go very low. And I mean, the trigger is like right around here, basically. It's kind of like a bubble, like over here ish. So the optimal setup will kind of get you just high enough, typically, to hit the trigger. And yeah, that makes me uncomfortable. So I like this extra bit of leniency. Now I tried to pause there, but I missed it. You can pause and get your charm back, but yeah, you can pause and load and get your charm back, but I didn't hit it. So, but that's okay because uh I know how to play this game. So, I probably don't need to worry about that. You know, like I mean, who needs extra charms anyway, right? Like I'm a remaster veteran, okay? We don't even have charms in World 5. Stupid OG babies with their extra safety charm. That's right. I'm hating on OG again. Anyway, please, please, please. I see people. I guess maybe not as much anymore, but there was a while where I saw like every single new player fucking running, fucking jumping all over the place. Just run forward. Just run forward. Dodge the fireballs. Just run. Like, don't, like, just, there's a path right in front of you. Just go there. Okay. Now, this first cycle, um, he's attacking. Typically I'll have to jump for like attack 3 and 8 or something. But I mean, you just react to that, so that's not really much to think about. Um, and then as for the actual Grim Panda, uh, you see that I'm running forward, right? Yo, good night, Artie. I don't know why I said your full name, but good night, Art. So I'm running forward. You see that? So I'm holding D-pad up into him to make sure I'm in the right position when I need to go for the trick. Right, so now I don't have to waste any more time getting up close to him. I'm already there. And then, I mean, you just square boost. You just square boost after the 10th hit. And then, so I time X. I time X basically when Sly's feet passes, like gets to the belt. That's when I time X. Some people like to mash. I think they're wrong, and I think mashing. I mean, for me, mashing has always made it less consistent. Like it's always been more consistent when I just time it. So I would honestly recommend that. Now, here to get these triple hits, all I do is I just once I see that I get the launch, I just hold forward and start mashing square. So in this case, I got a double hit. Let's turn on the audio so you can hear the hits, maybe. No, I think you can't hear anything. But anyway, I'm counting. So I'm not counting button presses. I'm counting what I hear. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I actually did get the triple hit, but I couldn't see. That's why you count the sounds, because now I know I got 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right. Now, the other thing, the way I do this, so you see in the beginning I'm running towards him again as usual, like I did with the first phase. So I'm running towards him, and at this point I'm just mashing square, right? So when I'm getting the triple hits, or I guess since the last Grim Panda, basically like from here on I'm mashing square. And I mash square until like 7 or 8. And at that point, I let go of, I stop mashing, and then I just time the rest. Because when you're mashing, you can buffer the next swing. But in this case, I don't want to buffer the next swing, because I want to make sure that I count to 10 properly. Right? So I mash until basically now. And then I stop mashing, I see if I've buffered a swing, and then I count the rest. I just do the rest manually, and then I go for the Green Panda. So sometimes you'll even see me pause. In this case, yeah, in this case, it was pretty fast. See, there you go. Look at that. That's you see I paused here. That's because I'm waiting to see if I've got a buffered swing. And finally, the last part of this is mapping back to the van. The final hit. So I used to do like square X, like a super jump input kind of. So you can see it in when I do it in like remaster, or even here probably. So I used to do that. I used to do square X select. Now, that's nice and consistent. And you shouldn't have to worry about not getting the last hit, which can be a thing to worry about if you press select. Like if you press pause because of the game slowdown when you pause, you should never really have to worry about not getting the last hit. But if you press select, you can actually go to the map too early before Sly hits him. And if you leave the level in that case, then you're not even going to beat the boss. So that can be something, I guess, scary to watch out for. So that's why I liked the square X thing, and it seemed faster to me as well, but actually it's not faster. And the reason it's not faster than just square boosting, actually I find nowadays square boosting quite like very consistent as well. Like, yeah, I don't really worry about not hitting him with this either. Like I just square boost. I mean, it basically hits instantly, so you really don't have to worry about it. The reason that square X, like the old thing that I was doing, is not faster, the reason that this is faster is because actually you can see that I cancel the last swing. I cancel the swing animation. So once I hit him, and so the swing hasn't fully completed, and then immediately I do the square boost. That's why it's faster.
Back?
Yeah. So that's why it's faster. Because otherwise you would have to wait until his swing is completed before you do the square X strat, because you need to do because the swing needs to be grounded, right? This way you can cancel the animation, select view map immediately, back to the van, and it's very nice and fast, and actually very consistent as well. I've never really had any problems with that square boost strat since I started doing it. Okay, has he path? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, there's nothing really like it's just an auto-scroller. It's the same. Like there's no more like advanced or beginner or whatever. It's all the same. I guess the only thing I can talk about maybe is like I pretty much will pre-aim the reticle at like the rightmost boulder over here. So I just keep it aimed there, and the Falcons will actually they just kind of fly into it, right? I just pre-aim there. Falcons just fly into it. And then the rest of here, the important part is, of course, just to not move around too much. Just let the Falcons fly into your bullets. Here, you might see Gehis do like he kind of just does like a sweeping motion. And I don't like that. It's not consistent for me, so I prefer to be more precise about it. So I'll do like this. You can see that I'm actually trying to, aim at every rock instead of just kind of sweeping back and forth. And here I try to pre-fire these. I think pre-firing these is better than trying to pre-fire a Falcon, because that sort of just gives me a little more space. you know, I can take a little longer defeating the Falcons and it doesn't matter because I won't hit any mines, right? And also that makes not having to clear these out means that I have time to clear these out before I get there. Because when I'm getting closer over here, I need to prioritize these boulders, right? Because these are the things that's going to kill me. It's not the mines. So if I can clear those out, if I can clear out a bunch of these before I get there, right? It's kind of like a cascade. Cascade? I don't know what the term is, but it's kind of like one thing leads to another, right? Because I was able to get those mines cleared earlier on, that means that I have more time to clear more of these mines, and therefore I don't have to worry as much about hitting the mines when I'm trying to destroy the boulders, which are going to kill me, right? So it just makes it a lot less stressful to deal with. And, you know, stress is kind of the last thing you want in this level, because you're on pace for a 1.5 minute PB. And yeah, I mean, really just don't want to die here. Pre-aim in the up left corner to try and get a pre-fire. And then I kind of go back and forth on what strats I like to use here. A while ago, I liked to do like the circles, like I was doing big circles and like just aiming for them as they spawned in. Now, I'm kind of more partial to this kind of strat where I just aim vaguely over here and I just kind of aim up and down, trying to aim for some of the Falcons around that area. I find that it works quite well for me. Slugs, I also have a video about that, so just go watch that. There's not really much to talk about. I already talked, yeah, I talk about everything that I think about in this minigame in the minigame video. So you can just watch that. And I remember this was a pretty decent slugs, like a 119 or something. Yeah, 119. Although, yeah, I think I'm pretty far away. I'm pretty far away from the exit, but I mean, 119, I'll take that. Like on OG, typically I get like 125 or so. So 119 is very nice. All right, Bentley skip. Bentley skip. It's actually interesting because I don't even really think about this level anymore. I'm not nervous for it, usually. Like, the most nervous I am is APA, pretty much. The whole run. Everything else after that is like, it's just very routine. I mean, I am nervous, but like, yeah, I mean, this does not make me more nervous than APA. This is pretty fine. I guess the first thing about this, so try not to get, actually, you don't need to be like super on the edge to do this next jump. And actually, I would probably recommend not purposefully trying to get super close to the edge, because if you see how close I am to getting electrocuted over here, that's pretty close, and it can happen. And in that case, you just lose like, 10 seconds or so. So just try to avoid getting electrocuted. That's really the important part. I mean, you can even be down here and still make this jump. So yeah, don't worry about that. Now this here, you can actually just stand here and they shouldn't shoot you. You can actually just stand here. This place is safe. This spot is safe. So if you find this to be very hard, then you can try doing that, and that could help. But I've always found it to be easier to just do it all in one motion. And honestly, if you're not going for like a 33 or something, like if you're not going for really, really top times, you probably shouldn't even do this route because the easier version only loses like 4 to 6 seconds from this, I think, something like that. It doesn't lose a lot of time to the optimal strat, so unless you're really going for top times, I wouldn't even recommend doing this route because it can be a little bit tricky, especially this jump. This jump is actually the hardest one. Let me slow down the speed. So, super jump. Why super jump? It's to preserve your camera so that you can properly aim. Now, this jump, you do have to curve out a little bit. You don't have to curve out a ton, but you do have to curve out a little bit or else they will shoot you. And this jump is super important. This is the hardest one. You have to land on the railing. If you don't land on the railing, they will kill you. So this is absolutely the hardest jump. It's the most precise. And then after that, you super jump. You can basically just go forward, land on this railing, as long as you haven't activated the lasers. Okay, if you've activated the alarm before, if you activate the alarm on like the first jump, then you wouldn't be able to do this. You wouldn't be able to land on this railing. You just get fried. So if that happens, like let's say that the alarm was already activated on the first jump, then what you would do is you would land here instead. There's a small area here where you can land without hitting the laser or slipping off. It's a little bit precise. I probably wouldn't practice that like on purpose. Like I wouldn't specifically practice that. It's just kind of like if you trigger the alarm early in practice, then you just try and go for that. But I mean, ideally you just don't trigger the alarm early at all. I mean, it's not something that you have to like expressly, you don't have to specifically practice that, right? It's kind of just something that I feel like when the situation comes up in practice, you just try and go for the backup, and then yeah, that's the practice, right? Okay, you destroy the stuff. Now you'll notice that I mean I do a different setup than Geek. Like Geek will just jump straight over here and like get on the thing. I much prefer to do this. Double jump over here, and I like to do Bentley skip with Sly facing backwards. I want him to be facing backwards. Because it kind of changes like how he jumps. And so I find that the visual cue where I want him to stand suits him facing towards the camera more than facing away from the camera, more than facing forwards. So you see that I basically position him at this bend in the pipe. And I want to, and then basically I just aim for like here, right? With momentum. I mean, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I mean, honestly, this trick is kind of free. Like you just double jump until you're ready, and then when you're ready, you go. And if you don't get a high launch, then just don't go, right? Like you'll lose time, but I mean, this trick isn't anything complicated. It's not really that bad, right? Now, this is something that I guess if you get like a ledge grab, you can get like a ledge grab on this thing, that just means that you were too close to like the tip of the turret. So you need to go a little farther in, like a little farther this way. Let me see. Yeah, if you get a ledge grab, then that means you're probably too far like this way. You're probably too far like this way. So you want to go a little more that way. Typically, I just will aim like right right about here. And it usually works. So you can see where I go there. It is a lot of just muscle memory though. Like I don't think about, I don't particularly like purposefully aim for anywhere. My hands just do what they do, and that's just how it is. All right, so you see that I swing here. This is something that I found out. I started doing I guess maybe like a couple months ago now. So usually I get pretty high launches. So this was not like a huge concern before. Actually, this would have made it. If I had just gone straight forward, I would have made it, but I was scared. So you can land on the spinning thing, right? You can land on the front. Now, the problem that I had with it was that I would actually double jump. You know, I would double jump, and then I would just slide off. I would slide off, hit the cutscene. Now, I found out exactly how do you avoid that? Is actually you just swing. This is why I'm swinging here. So this is on purpose, right? Oh, I guess also like I press X when I hit this thing. And of course you have to do it with momentum. You have to do it with momentum, right? I guess I kind of glossed over that, but yeah, so you jump, I double jump, and then here I swing to basically cancel any kind of momentum that I have so that I don't end up sliding off. This is very important. At least it is for me. I know like other people don't have trouble with this, but I've always had trouble with this for some reason. But once I found out, you know, you swing, perfect. Never, no problems. No problems with that anymore. Very nice. But yeah, I mean, I could have made it anyway, but yeah, like if you're deciding to go for this trick, I mean, if you're deciding to go for this trick over the other turret proxy, that's a lot easier. I guess it's not really a proxy, but over the other, yeah, the other Bentley skip, that's easier. Then, I mean, you basically have to do the optimal thing. You basically have to do what I do, pretty much, or else it's not really worth it. So, yeah, if you want to go for this over the easier one, then you basically have to play optimally. And at least you have to try to play optimally. If you're not getting yeah, I mean just wait until you get a high launch and then go. If you're scared, I mean it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of free, Anna. You just wait until you get a high launch and then you go. I don't know. All right, here. It's actually faster if you're holding forward, like when the level loads in. You actually can save like 13 frames or something. And then here, of course, you jump, pause. Just make sure to position your left hand, your left thumb over start when you get to this part so that you can press it as soon as possible. You can actually time this as well. It's not that bad, but I mean, I absolutely would not go for it in a run. It's really scary. If you miss it, I mean, your run's dead, basically. I mean, like if I had missed that, immediately run over, I think. Yeah, just spawn kill everything. It is actually kind of important to spawn kill this second slug in particular. If you let it go too far, then there's actually going to be a third one that spawns over here. So just make sure to spawn kill that one. And then these next two are also quite important to spawn kill. Just so that, I mean, this first one, it's important so that he doesn't turn around. This second one, you actually can't avoid Sly turning around. Sly will always do this. Even if you kill him like first frame, he will always turn around. So Yeah, just kill him quickly so that Sly doesn't have a chance to get uh all the way into here where he could get soft locked. Just try and kill him fast, you know. And so like some people will start taking those things out like immediately, but I always felt that uh it was too hard for me to like I couldn't I guess think about those. I couldn't go and hit these and then accurately aim here, so I always just go for these first. It's not like you're losing time anyway, because after you kill this guy, you have a ton of time to just go and shoot these. Now the shooting, um, you can shoot once every 9 frames. It doesn't matter what button you use. With you could use square or X. No matter what, you can only shoot once every 9 frames. So what I recommend doing is trying to kind of like, you don't want to mash super fast. Just try and pace your mashing to so that you hit it once every 9 frames. And additionally, I would recommend that you kind of fat finger both X and square, so that if you narrowly miss the window of opportunity, then it's okay, because you roll, and then the next, yeah, I mean, like, let's say you press X at 8 frames, and then you roll over, and then you press, and then so you can press square at like 10 frames, right? So you're basically, it just makes shooting more consistent, basically, the fat fingering kind of thing. You're still trying to shoot once every 9 frames, but you're not just relying on the timing alone. You have some sort of insurance for that. And yes, I am like extremely probably overcomplicating it, but I mean, what am I gonna do? Like, simplify it and then lose time because I'm not shooting fast enough? Nah. All right. This first guy, basically just aim here. And then the second one is kind of tricky. Actually, I might even recommend like just moving a little bit. Just moving like around a little bit for this, so that like the explosions will hit him, but it's kind of weird. I don't like that one. Generally, I kind of aim here, but yeah, it can be weird, so really just shoot everything else. And if you like shoot this first one, uh you can actually just shoot him once and you might get something funny to happen with the slugs. If I found if you shoot the first one twice in a certain way, you can actually get some insane launches. That's probably the safest way to get those crazy launches. There are other ways, but they're much less safe, and will probably kill Sly. I find that just shooting him twice is nice for comedy, and in this run I kind of got a weird one, so I like, so yeah. But I like that one. That one's funny too, so it's fine. All right, golded temporary truce somehow. I don't know why. Oh yeah, rock jump. This is probably the last like big thing that I have to explain, right? Um, I'm basically, so during this, I'm just holding down right on the D-pad. Once I land, okay, and this is very important that you don't anticipate his landing. If you anticipate his landing, then you will fail, right? Make sure, I mean, time it so that he's landed before you press it. I probably, yeah, you know what I mean. Like just don't press it too early, right? Just don't press X too early. Make sure that he's landed and then press it. And then to get him to land here is kind of just muscle memory of when to let go and when to jump again. Then I just adjust a little with the stick. Yeah, it's just you just have to practice this to get it in your muscle memory when to let go of the direction, when to jump again. It's not too bad. You can do this faster. Like Mapioso has the remaster Calm Goldie. You could see him doing that really fast. But I can't do it that way consistently. So yeah, I would just recommend this. You do have to adjust a little bit, or else you won't be able to hit the thing, the hook. So I adjust a little bit, like upright with the stick, just a little bit. Then I double jump and slide to attach to hooks. Basically, for every single like attaching thing, unless I specifically talked about it, I'm pretty much sliding from X to circle as fast as I can. Kind of, I mean, that's what I do in like, yeah, I mean, that's what I do in every game. In every Sly game is I do that. And in every Sly game, it's a good habit to get into the habit of. It's a good thing to get into the habit of doing, right? To attach as quickly as you can. Then I just double jump, attach, and then I slide for the cane jump, slide from X to circle again. So slide, and then yeah, just attach this. Now this thing that I do here, this is actually faster because right about here, there's like a small line right here. That would be right here or right here. Somewhere. I don't know where the line is. I think it's on the pipe. I think it's like right here. Basically, once you cross that, I try to jump back once Sly crosses that. That's basically the earliest opportunity you have. There's a line right here. Once you cross that, you jump back and the gears should spawn. And I mean, I anticipated a little actually, or I don't. Maybe it's not that one. Well, it's right here. It's right here. It's this line. So there's like one segment here, and then this middle segment, there's a line in the middle of that. That's my cue to jump. Once I get there, that's when I jump. So if you see what Guess does, sorry, there's OCD. I had to make it go back up. So if you see what Guess does, is he actually, so here you can see the line a little more clearly. Let's do this. So you can actually see that he goes all the way to this next line. Right? He goes all the way to this next line before he jumps and reattaches back. Now, the thing is that you can actually do that like right now. Right now you could do it. So that's basically what I'm aiming to do, is I'm trying to go back as soon as possible. But the problem is that if you do that, if you try to go back right now, then you would actually you get blocked by the gear. That's why I do this specific movement to destroy the gear. That's why I do this specific movement, so that I can destroy the gear. Well, so that I can go as soon as possible and not get blocked by the gear. Actually, I timed it. I made a comparison a while ago. It's actually faster to like do what Geek does. It's faster to jump and reattach right now and actually get blocked by the gear. It's actually faster than what he does in this clip. But obviously, if you can not get blocked by the gear, then that would be fastest, obviously. So that's why I do this particular thing. So you jump back as soon as possible, break the gear, And there's actually like invisible walls kind of surrounding this. If you go too far, like forward or something, you'll actually bonk your head and fall into the lava. So what you want to do is pretty much just go exactly back in the direction that you came from. Exactly back along this pipe. Then you break. And pretty much, I guess this part is muscle memory as for how far, like this is just feeling. I know how far away from the gear I am. So I just double jump onto the gear. And this is actually important. You see that I don't just go straight to the right. That's because if I went straight to the right, then I would get attached to this hook here. So what you have to do, you actually need to go, you actually can't go too far to the right. Obviously, you also can't go too far forward. If you go too far forward, then you're going to attach to this hook down here. Very terrible, right? So what you end up having to do is you have to go forward for one jump and then to the right for the second jump. And that's kind of the perfect spot. And that's what I'm doing here. I double jump, jump forward, and then to the right. You see how I actually don't travel a lot in this second jump, which is perfect. It's exactly what we want. That's because I'm changing directions, right? And Sly can't change directions very well midair. So I'm changing directions. That's why he's not going so far, and that's why we're not getting attached to this thing. And I also kind of delay my circle press as well. So I delay my circle press until now, so that I actually am more likely to grab onto this thing rather than the other hooks down below. And then I just jump, reattach, jump, reattach. Jump off. And then here, I like to do this. I have a particular way I do this, which is I single jump attach, and then I'll do the cane jumps after that. And then, yeah, so I do a single jump attach, double jump attach, single jump attach, and then a double jump around. So some other people will do it differently. I don't know how Geek does it. Yeah, so he does a double jump. Oh, he just double jumps all the time. Yeah, I mean, I just find that this particular spacing, like this particular sequence of inputs, makes it so that I have a proper spacing to not get electrocuted, basically. I'm saying basically a lot again. I'm sorry. But yeah. Just work it out yourself. Try to find a spacing that you like. This is what I do. Now, sinking parallel cane jump. I actually think this is really easy. I know a lot of people have problems with it, but I think it's really easy. It's just a cane jump, right? I mean, I think a good advice that you could take, a good advice that I have, is to kind of, like, if you're up here, just kind of to understand, like, what the distance is. So a lot of people will, go for it, and you notice that I actually go to the right a lot. A lot of people will just go, like, kind of forward, but if you understand where it is in relation to this, it's actually very far to the right and not that much forward, right? That's why I go to the right and not so much forward, because the pipe's not there. So the way I like to do this is I slide. Basically, the Snuggles tutorial basically has, I do those inputs, right? Except I use the stick. So I slide to circle, jump to detach from the pipe, and then I double jump. And then for my double jump, I actually slide to circle as well to attach to the next one. You don't have to do it like this. I just find it to be easier. and like very consistent. So like Rude just like separates all the inputs. I mean, he just kind of does it like that. The thing to understand is it's really just a cane jump. I mean, it's not really anything complicated. Of course, the cycle of the level does actually matter. So if the level is tilting this way, then it's harder. You can still get it, but if the level is tilting to the right, then it's harder. You can still get it, but obviously, if you wait until the level to start tilting to the left, it'll be easier. And the important thing is that you need, I mean, of course, so basically, like, you need to go to the right. If you understand where in relation it is, you need to go to the right, and you need a lot of height. So you need to make sure that you're doing a full height double jump, right? And you need to make sure that you're going to the right, because that's where the pipe is. So that's kind of how Singing Pharaoh cane jump is. It's really not too hard. I mean, yeah, just kind of understand where the pipe is, and you should be good. Now, this cane jump here, I actually don't think this is faster. I don't like this actually. I don't like this cane jump a lot. I would prefer to jump over here, to do a quick double jump over here and then jump up like that. I think that probably is like... Yeah, I don't think this cane jump is faster, and it's kind of easy to bonk on the debris. So, so I think that probably I'm gonna go back to doing it like this. Like that pretty much, but yeah, doing this first double jump quicker so that I land more over here and the jump is nicer. Anyway, that's probably what I'm gonna do from now on. I don't really like this chain jump. I don't think it's faster either. I don't know though. I mean, it might be faster. Who knows? I haven't timed it. Yeah, I mean, that's Sinking Peril. It just takes a lot of practice, really. Oh, I guess I can talk about... if you don't want to do rock jump, you can do the other thing. Let's see. Let me find one of my older runs. $41? I think I did it. Yeah, okay. I did this pipe jump, which I think is easier than rock jump. And you could do this if you wanted to instead. Basically, jump here. When you pass this line, you jump when you get to this line. Do a single jump towards this line on the pipe. And then just single jump to the left. Get the ledge grab. Get the hook. And then everything else is the same. You can make this, you can make a... Oh, I didn't do this run, but... Yeah, you can get the second cog jump with that as well. You don't have to do rock jump. Actually, a common misconception is that you have to do rock jump to get the second cog jump, but you don't. It is not necessary. However, if you go on the left, if you go the normal path on the left, then you won't be able to make it. You won't be fast enough. That pipe jump is basically like the latest you can possibly go. Well, I mean, yeah. Maybe not the latest you can possibly go, but yeah, that's pretty much like the latest. Yeah, if you do that, it's pretty close. It's pretty close to not making it, is what I'm saying. Okay, you just load. And clockwork. Clockwork is not very hard. I like to go to the bottom left here. Bottom left, and also I'm holding square the whole time, so I don't have to worry about that. Because of course the projectiles take time to travel, so I'm just gonna hold square the whole time, so I'm fully prepared always. I go to the left, bait out the shots, and then go back to the right for the head. Second phase, the second attack for the feet, I also do the same thing. And then I go top left for the tail. And then top left again for the wing. Oh, that could have been one wing, but yeah, for phase one, the important thing is really to get a fast headshot and a fast tail shot. Those are the important ones. That's how you get like fast phase ones. And yeah, this one could have been one wing, but I guess I didn't aim well. Yeah. If those first couple shots had hit, like if these shots had hit, then that would have been one wing for sure. Alright, he did what to my father? So at this point I'm feeling pretty nervous because, you know, I've missed Clockwork Jump somewhat recently. At this point I am pretty much just thinking about Clockwork Jump, but I try to get myself out of that by talking about other stuff and just kind of focusing on the rings. This time I get a pretty good cycle, so I can go for the first pre-fire. But the first pre-fire is, it's absolutely the least worth it. It's the hardest one, definitely. And it's very scary. Now, if you get... You can get at least a little bit of damage. Pretty much no matter what cycle you get, except for the first one. If you get left right, yeah, you're not gonna. Yeah, if you get left right, then it's not good. In this case, I didn't get left right, so I got middle left right middle, so it's fine. Basically, left right is the only one that will cause you to not be able to get the first pre-fire. And then all of the other pre-fires, you should be able to get 100% of the time. These ones in the middle are particularly easy. So I would honestly recommend just going for these middle two. Basically, like if you're an intermediate player, like just go for these two because they're pretty easy. The last one is a little bit more sketchy, but it's still not too bad. Oh, I'm being called. Okay, anyway, sorry. I'm just gonna finish this real quick. Third phase, Clockwork Jump. I used to jump here, like when I landed, but I think that's slower, so just run forward, jump, double jump, delay circle, so that you don't latch onto this thing. And then, yeah, just delay circle, jump, circle, jump, circle, jump, circle. And then, yeah, so I start holding D-pad upright here. As soon as I attach, I switch to holding D-pad upright. And then I just double jump and yeah, I just double jump and slide to circle. Usually we'll make it. Usually we'll make it. Actually, this one looked kind of close. But yeah, I would have been fine, I think. I kind of cane jump off early. Yeah, I mean, I can't really describe this trick. It's just, I mean, you just have to know the timing, basically. It's probably earlier than you think. Well, at least I found it earlier than I thought when I first learned it. The double jump timing. And then you just... I like to do 2 jumps here, and that should get me in the perfect position. Then... yeah. Then you just spam square and circle. Circle is more important to spam. You just have to hit square every couple like frames or whatever. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying prioritize circle for the mashing. That's what gets you the double hits. And there we go. That's it. That's it. We're done. Yay! Yeah, those 2 jumps I find are very nice to avoid being proxied by his head. I guess recently, like some people talk about like the kind of the cycle of this platform here for Clockwork Jump. I'm gonna be honest, I've never thought about that in my life. I've never thought about that. I just go and it works usually. I think it's probably not that complicated. I mean, you just jump at the right timing and it's fine. All right. Well, that's it. That's the run. Anyway, I gotta go now. So, well, thanks for watching. You guys should play this game. You guys should run this game. It's good. If you have any questions about this, then you can just join the Sly Cooper speedrunning Discord, or like, I don't know, ask me or something. Yeah. All right. Anyway, that's it. Goodbye. Oh, I forgot to actually like record this, but it's fine. I'll just take the VOD from the stream. It's fine. All right, I'll see you guys later. I need to go to the end now. Oh my god, Lord. Let's rate Nick again. Sure, why not? Thanks for coming, everybody. See you guys next time. I'm gonna set up like Pikmin and stuff, so hopefully we'll be able to do that. Hopefully we'll be able to do that. Maybe I might even do Breath of the Wild a little bit more, because I was practicing yesterday. Yeah. Thanks for coming. I know it was like 4 hours long. I actually thought it wasn't. I thought it was gonna be like 2 hours, and it turned out to be a really long time. Okay. Yeah. Goodbye. He's playing Ratchet and Clank. Nice. Going commando. Anyway, he's gonna play all keys later, so yeah, I don't know. Do whatever you want. Okay, goodbye.